Prospect Oval. Both sides losing narrowly last week, less than a goal in it for their respective sides last week. Keen to win at Prospect. North Adelaide won the toss, going towards the northern end, substantial breeze. As Campbell gets a kick into the pocket, and he's found Mason, who will line up with a chance to just a short one in. And Phillips has come in down from his position to find a hole in the pocket. He'll line up 25-30 metres out. The breeze is cutting right across him. He'll have to aim it for the right-hand post. And he hasn't. And the ball just held, though. First goal on the board. Quick result for North Adelaide. Norwood yet to score.
Well, it was Brenton Phillips then who ran down the ground to receive that kick on the half-forward line. But once again, as we saw last week, Darryl Hart came onto the ball in the second quarter at Football Park against Sturt, and immediately North Adelaide lifted. Well, today it was Darryl Hart again who got the first ball out of the centre. He got it to the half-forward line, and that enabled Phillips to run down from the wing into the pocket to receive from Mason, and he has scored a very, very important goal.
Lively opening by the Roosters, kicking with the breeze, their first goal in almost the first minute of play. Tap came down to Tiller, puts the Roosters up towards the half-forward line. Parsons coming out, he's nudged out of the way, and the free kick will go the way of Mike Parsons. Bruce
Winter's going to have a bit of trouble with his height. Interfered then, whether the ball was within 5 metres is all the umpire had to judge, and he obviously thought that it was further out than 5 metres.
Powerful looking screw punt off the boot by Parsons, but he's just offline and a minor score. So North, they move along now to 1 goal, 7 points. Norwood yet to open their account.
Rick, they could be in a bit of trouble, Norwood, if they underestimate North Adelaide. They're a very, very good side.
Michael Annie's kick to the grandstand side. Bruce Winter takes it. A chance for a run on. Takes it down for Aish. Just a little short of the wing yet, and there's a fairly stiff breeze against Aish now. As he goes into attack for Norwood. Roberts pushing and shoving, can't get into it. There, he's got the ball in front of the pack. Malloy will defend for North Adelaide. Taps it in front of him. Retains it.
Hooks it out wide where he's found Robertson on the outer wing. Robertson's got plenty of time. He fires it towards the pocket area. It's a long off. Great mark, John Riley. Running with the ball in the breeze. It carried a long way. Cross ground to Phillips. Phillips holds ground and takes the mark. So North, a chance to put their third score on the board.
It's a magnificent delivery then by David Robertson going down that flank. The importance, of course, of kicking the ball over the top of the half-forward line, just allowing Riley to run back into the space. He took a very well-judged mark.
Brenton Phillip already with 1 goal to his credit. Drop punt. Claps in the goal square from Mike Parsons, and that's through. His second goal, lively start North. They're 2 goal 1. In fact, he's offline. Minor score. Mike Parsons not reading that as well. It was closer than us, but North Adelaide now 1 goal 2, 8 points. Norwood yet to score.
Everybody was cheering too around the crowd, and they all certainly went through the goal. But no, the goal umpire said 1 behind.
Michael Annie this time, no, he decides to come out grandstand side again. Kick holds up in the wind, comes down vertically. Good mark, Bruce Winter. McIntosh gives him the run. He runs it into the centre half-back position, drives towards the centre of the ground. Kelly up from behind, was over Stephen Hayes' shoulder. The umpire reads a free kick to Hay, the centre half-back for North Adelaide.
Had a game in the reserves last week, Keith. Played centre half-back and played very well.
Cheetah kicked big towards the full forward position from the back. Parsons. She's big, isn't he?
What about the take? He just leaned over the top of the pack and just took it off the top of their hands. Beautiful take. It was a very powerful kick.
Mike Parsons' second game for the season. He came back a couple of weeks ago, missed a game last week because of work commitments. Here he is again, lining up for goal for the Roosters. Takes it easily through the middle. Roosters off to a good start. 2 goal 2. Norwood yet to score.
Well, that was a very strong rebound from the centre half-back position then by Stephen Hay. That would be a great confidence booster for him. And his kick forward must have carried some 70 metres. The ball not travelling in that high trajectory, but nevertheless we saw big Michael Parsons just put his hands over the top of the pack and caress the ball into them. And he aimed that kick much better than he did his first one. He tried a screw punt on his first kick, but that drop punt he aimed much better.
Craig Baum against Mike Redden. Redden got the tap, Jarman couldn't take it. Hart got the quick handball out, Tiller had an airy. Fosdyke's first to recover for Norwood. Dribbles one through the mud patch, Michael Aish breaks through. Short on the lead, Roberts. Nice pass by Ace. Roberts won't waste time. In fact, it's an awkward kick. Goes to the vacant spaces. Wildy coming out from full back. He's tackled. Gets the handball to Robertson. Fosdyke got high. Umpire allows play to go on. Lester Ross close to the boundary line. Big pack develops and eventually the umpire will ball up.
Right in front of the scoreboard at Prospect, with a fairly stiff breeze favouring the northern end. The Roosters going with it, and they already have 14 points on the board. Bounce with Redden and Hine. Hine tapped it. Keith Thomas trying to hold it in at the bottom of the pack. Picks up a free kick. He was held as the ball got away from him. He'll push it in towards the centre half forward position for the Redlegs. Safe mark, Malcolm Ellis.
He's been a very good player for North Adelaide on that half-back line, Malcolm Ellis.
Scott Jarman with plenty of space here on the grandstand wing. He takes the mark. Handball up over the top to Armfield. Wasn't that good? It was well read by Payne. He put his teammate under pressure in Helyar. And Armfield and Jarman will see the ball safely, and the umpire will ball up again. 6 minutes gone of the first quarter.
See, that loopy handball's an error of play, isn't it? It doesn't go fast enough to your teammate. Can be intercepted.
Payne's kick up towards the full forward area. Bounced in favour Michael Annie. Clisby's got it now. Goes towards the safety of the line. Takes 2 or 3 bounces. Greg Thomas can't meet it before it meets the boundary line. We'll see a ball in again underneath the scoreboard.
Greg Thomas playing on the wing this afternoon, Keith. He's not on the roving duel that he's had before.
Robertson off the packs. High kick into the forward line. Arnold almost the take. North Adelaide quickly into attack.
That's Phillips.
Phillips again. Geez, had some touches, hasn't he? Here's Parsons. Will he get it back to Phillips? Riley. Parsons again. Can't do much with it at the bottom of that one. Umpire wants to let it play on, but down go the players. So a throw in, I should say a throw up on the half forward flank for North Adelaide.
Mike Noonan would be pleased with the start by his Roosters. Tap forced away towards the boundary line. And this time we will see a boundary throw in on the half forward line for the Roosters. We've got the 8 of the breeze in this first quarter. At the moment they've got 14 points on the board to Norwood's 0. Craig Baum got the tap. Hart read it beautifully off the pack. Fires it up. Dietrich is out in front. It's on his chest. And Grenville's got it. On about a 45-degree angle. And he's about 30 metres out from goal. He's taken off the last game. Thought he had damaged ligaments in his right knee. But he's trained well this week. And back in the full forward position. Hasn't allowed for the breeze. Wild kick by Grenville, a minor score. North Adelaide, a 2 goals, 3, 15 points. Norwood, no score.
Well, Grenville Dietrich then could have kicked that goal. You can allow for much more when you're coming in from this pocket than he did. That wind is quite severe coming in from right to left. He didn't allow for enough, and so at the 8-minute mark, North Adelaide 2-3, Norwood yet to score.
This time Bruce Winter kicking in for the Redlegs. Stephen Keane takes the mark on the half-back flank. Will come down the grandstand side. Looking for Fosdyke. Fosdyke made position well. He's paid the mark. Maybe a little lucky. He's got run from the back. Oh, that wasn't too flash for Jarvis, but he's got the kick away towards centre half forward. Roberts couldn't make position. Hine at the back takes it well in the pack. Ross. Still struggling Norwood to get a real attack on goal. Lester Ross again. Has to give it backwards. Gallagher, will he get a kick? Yes, he does. Short one. It's offline. Thomas couldn't get hold of it. Out of bounds.
Yes, Gallagher was around that play for a long time then. It's unusual to see him miss that kick as he did.
Ball in. Hine comes in to do the ruck work. Taps it out the back. Armfield gets the hurried handball away. Beautifully stolen by McIntosh. He goes back. Put Gallagher under pressure. Gallagher's kick's high, floating. Tapped away. Fosdyke. Lester Ross with it now. He's shrugged off. McIntosh couldn't bulldoze his way through. Eventually the handball comes out. Gallagher weaves, ducks, gets rid of it. Jarman on the bottom of the pack. Fighting hard like a ferret. Gets it back to Tiller. And the Roosters take it out of defence with a long handball out towards Malloy.
And Malloy runs it down the outer flank. Long kick towards half forward. Almost a take by Campbell. See that North defence working very hard, and Norwood never got a clean look at the goals, did they?
No, but Norwood also, some of their handball. Lester Ross had 3 goes at a handball in that play then. And he never found a body with one of them.
Parsons in front, got it to Arnold, playing centre half forward today for North Adelaide, didn't go anywhere with it. Gallagher's on the bottom there, holds on to it, manages to flick it out, and Norwood over the wing.
through Jarvis. His kick was long and a safe mark taken in defence. Looks like Michael Redden. So the Roosters will go down towards the centre square. That'll float a long way with the breeze. Fosdyke up too early. Arnold read it beautifully off the back of the pack. His left foot kick towards the pocket area. Mason, bounce didn't favour him. Arnold backs up. He's going to have to be quick. Warhurst applies the tackle. Eventually, Norwood will take it through. Back to the centre. Payne. Quick handball to McIntosh. Robertson Hine on the lead. The kick not good. Ill-directed, and Wildy will take the mark.
So Wildy settles it down for North Adelaide. He goes out of side. High and long. Redden is the tall man there. Upset in attack on that. Great take by Robertson. Oh, stolen by Thomas. Robertson again, though. Turns it in towards centre-half forward. Strong player on the wing for North Adelaide. An equally good mark in defence by Bruce Winter. Veteran player, came over from Sturt and played a lot of games of football for Norwood by now.
Winter goes out to Michael Annie, takes the fingertip mark. The umpires said play on. 11 minutes gone of the first quarter. That's a high ball. It'll sit. Aish is underneath it. Redden too much height. Tapped on cleverly in front of him by Keith Thomas. Hooks to the left foot boot around the corner. Malcolm Ellis. He's in pressure. Malloy bundled off the ball by his own player. Close to the boundary line, but Payne keeps it in, and then it dribbles out, takes a left-hand turn. So a throw in, half-forward line for Norwood. Yet to open their winning, well, not their winning, yet to open their scoring account.
Redden against Hine. Hine in front. Norwood Rovers can't pick it up, so a chance for North defence to come this time across the goals. Clisby drives a big one to the grandstand wing.
I don't think McNeil will be too happy with the kick it out this side of the ground.
Campbell fighting for it, can't get hold of it, and infringes. Infringement on Rowan Hilliard. So Norwood into attack. Short ball to Fosdyke. Ooh, Fosdyke's well intercepted by Phillips. Oh, Ross cops one high.
That's a very careless tackle. That's unnecessary. I think players should have enough control not to do that tackle.
Gallagher's kicks high. Hine sets himself. Clisby's at the back. Aish shredded off hands. Back to Keith Thomas. Thomas's kick is high. Will it make the distance? It has, and it's got the accuracy as well. So Norwood answer their first goal of the game. Their one goal, still trailing North on 2-3.
Well, Norwood got that opportunity then through a free kick to Lester Ross with a very careless tackle by David Tiller. Like if Tiller had kept his feet on the ground and gone into Ross's midriff section with both arms and tackled him strongly, then I'm sure that North Adelaide would have had a good chance because they had some backup play. But the goal eventually going to Keith Thomas, very quick balance and a very good kick into that wind.
At the 13-minute mark, Mick Redden against Hine. Hine wins it. Ross got it. Handled by Mason in there for North Adelaide, though, taken off, and he's come out of the pack with it. Turns beautifully. Half-forward line for North Adelaide. Well, almost the mark in defence. Picked up by Jarvis. Jarvis's kick doesn't go far to Mason. Here comes Robertson, the wingman for North Adelaide. Running it in. Oh, outruns that defender right into the full-forward position. And a big mark by Grenville Dietrich.
If he felt it was going to hurt his knee, that would have too, because when he came to ground, he went into a full flexion position on his knee then. He's hopped up okay. But what beautiful movement by David Robertson.
Put it right on the spot for Grenville Dietrich, who took a mark against two defenders, and he popped this one through. That's his first goal. He's got 1-1 at the stage. North Adelaide go on to 3-3 to Norwood's one single goal.
Well, that goal to Norwood's very important. They're holding quite well. I would think that North Adelaide would be expected to kick 6 goals into the breeze this quarter. We're approximately halfway there at the moment, and Norwood going okay. They've had a lot of play up on the half-forward line, and that occasion then, the goal resulted from an error kick out of defence by Norwood when they rebounded inaccurately. It was intercepted back at centre wing by Mason. Ball coming back into the play then, of course, for Dietrich to take a very, very good mark.
Neil Hine now in ruck for Norwood, replacing Craig Brown, brother of the coach Neil. He's on the boundary line with his leg out vertical at the moment, following an operation. Hine got the tap, looking for Lester Ross. Robertson almost stole it. Jarman now with a chance. Picks up, pirouettes down, gets the running handball away. Thomas applied the tackle too early. Hay, Parsons, Mason, Campbell, Tiller. Oh, Tiller dropped it at the wrong time. Arnold recover, out wide. It's Campbell. He's hit the deck. Helyar dives in.
That was a trip too. That was most unfortunate. He was tripped over then. The umpire not even aware.
So Norwood out of defence. They're still in defence at this stage because the mark's been picked up by Parsons. He's gone into ruck.
Gee, he's a good player, isn't he?
And his kick from the outer side, half-forward line. The ball, the wind pretty well behind him. It's not a big kick, though. It's in towards Arnold, who's taken the mark. See, pressure from behind. Had the front spot. Chapped it out in front of him, and second grab was his.
Well, last week, Paul Arnold couldn't kick over a jam tin. He had everything wrong last week with his leg. He couldn't time it. He couldn't do anything. Let's see what happens today. Tail breeze, should be no troubles.
Popped it up high, and that's Paul Arnold's first and North's fourth. They're on 4-goal-3. 27 points, Norwood 1 goal, 6 points.
Well, we saw two very good marks in that piece of play then. One by Parsons, his second very good mark for the game. And then, of course, as the kick came forward, holding his ground, Paul Arnold. Warhurst had the run at him, never made any impression. Beautiful, a courageous mark, you'd call that one. He never took his eye off the ball for a second.
So North Adelaide keen to atone for their unlucky defeat by Sturt last week. Off to a great start with the breeze after winning the toss. Gallagher barges his way through. Phillips should be first to it for the Roosters. He's going to have to quick. Checks back, puts out the hand, knocks Payne out the way. Phillips' handball is out wide. Big fellow, Stephen Hay. Booming screw punt that's covered about 90 metres, and Mick Redden's almost taken the mark, resting in the pocket. Gets the ball away. Handball's wild. Helyar. Campbell taps it on. Tiller will be the man to pick up. Handball's out in front. Keane to Jarvis. And Norwood get out of trouble.
So Norwood, chance to come out of defence. Hine in front of Parsons. Long run for Hine. Couldn't pick it up. So Parsons has a go, and he's got it. Parsons picks it up. Puts the ball on the boot, into the pocket. Dietrich in front, couldn't hold it that time. Keane will come out of defence. Here's a hard one for McIntosh. Couldn't get hold of it. Arnold's got front spot now, but McIntosh won't give it away. Neither will Warhurst. No one can get the ball clear. So a bounce in the true centre-half forward position for North Adelaide. They've been in attack most of the quarter, but there's a pretty substantial breeze to help them along with it.
Good bounce by the umpire. Tap came out the back. Hart against H. Two men wearing headgear. Neither could win out. Hart will make sure it stays there again. The umpire will bounce again.
Michael Redden and Michael Parsons are both changing in that forward pocket, and that's going to cause a problem for the Norwood defence because of their height.
But the umpire's found a free kick. Infringement in ruck, and it's going in Neil Hine's favour. Redden, the offending ruckman. Comes out wide, Keith Thomas. Over towards the centre wing area. Big leap by Hay. He's got the ball at the back, can't pick it up. Oh, Kelly getting into his back with the ball over the line, and a boundary throw in.
It's amazing, isn't it? If you're a big, strong fellow like Hay is, a chance of getting a free kick from the back are almost negligible because you just don't fall over.
Kelly tapped it forward for Norwood. But behind the pack, Ellis, half-backer. Phillips to Hart. Hart goes to the correct flank with the wind to come in behind him, but there's a chance. Keane turns well out of that, and Norwood back into attack.
Looking for Roberts. Oh, nice mark in defence. Wildy, is it? No, Malcolm Ellis. Read that well. Roberts led a little bit too early for that ball and had to stop, and Malcolm Ellis had the height. He drives it long. Arnold couldn't take the mark. Michael Aish against Phillips. Aish couldn't pick up. Campbell came through. Should come back to Aish now. He's under pressure from Campbell. Look for the free kick. Campbell not impressed at all and holding on. So Michael Aish, centre wing again. Big leap. Keith Thomas will read it off hands. He stood in front. John Riley. That's high. Will cover ground. Mason against Keane. Keane couldn't take the finger tipper. Robertson coming through. Mason. Keane in behind him. Big Warhurst in there as well. In fact, two North Adelaide players against 5 Roosters, and the two against 5 Redlegs. And the Roosters have won the battle. They've held it up, and they'll get reinforcements.
If anything, the breeze is stiffening. You see the papers running down the ground at this stage.
I'm certainly stiffening, Keith. I'm freezing.
Towards the north goal as out of defence come the Redlegs. Aish over the centre. In front, Kelly. This time he's got it. Plays it on. It's Payne. The kick to... Oh, nice kick to Roberts in the pocket. Almost came off. Clever play. Roberts is legged. Neville Roberts would have had that tell and been gone for goal anyway. What a clever player to just trap it in there, push it out where he wanted it. Was on his way towards it when he got legged, so he gets a shot at goal. Gee, this wouldn't be easy, would it, Robert? The wind's coming through the goals.
Yes, and just slightly from his right, I'd say.
It's got onto it, and it looks good. Neville Roberts' first goal, Norwood second. They're behind North on 4-3.
Yes, the North Adelaide defender, I think, gave that free away, believed that Roberts was going to run into an open goal. But Roberts took advantage of the free kick, went back, made it look oh so easy. Maybe that wind is a little bit more from the right, Keith, and directly into his face then, because the ball certainly carried quite some distance off the boot. It went very firmly through the two big uprights. So Norwood are finally on the scoreboard with their second goal.
North Adelaide by 15 points. We've played 21 minutes, and Parsons in ruck got the tap. Went straight down to Keane. Got it out to McIntosh, over towards Ace. Picking up a few kicks now, Michael Ace. He was under pressure there. That'll dribble along. Roberts picks up, pushing the back.
That's right, I think. He did all those flick passes they ruled out about 15 years ago.
Wildy to the outer side for North Adelaide. Riley over the top. Nice mark.
He's done a couple of very good things this quarter, John Riley.
He puts it in towards centre half forward for the Roosters. Paul Arnold playing that position. Couldn't get hold of it then. Bruce Winter at the back for Norwood. Hine, Jarvis, McIntosh giving him the run. Now McIntosh has got a bit of room. Oh, he's got time to bounce it and get away with it. Handball onto Aish. Aish looking at the goals. Long way, though, against this wind. Into the open it goes. Will Kelly get there? Wildy will be first for North Adelaide. And he gets a free kick and plays it on quickly.
So the Roosters will get out of defence. They'll go towards the outer side. Robertson against Thomas. Oh, Robertson up on the back of Thomas. Mark of the day so far. Fifth kick for Robertson. And it's probably his worst. Isn't it funny? You take a great mark, you play on quickly, and your kick's ill-directed. Anyway, boundary throw-in. Centre wing area. Throw in. Parsons got the tap. Riley got it out. Hart hooks it around. It's a wild one. Dietrichs against Michael Annie. The bounce favours Michael Annie. Looks for the boundary line. Looks to be very close to it. He's allowed to play on. Out short, Jarvis. Stolen by Hart. Hart's hurried kick back and slammed on the chest of Dietrich.
Dietrich had to ease his chest into it a bit, I thought. You know,
one of those
along on his knees for a while.
One of those lucky kicks that you fire in. Lands on one of your teammates' chest. Very acute angle. Chips away, it's going across the face of goal, and Arnold and Warhurst will see it over the boundary line.
Yes, he made the fatal mistake then, Grenville Dietrich. He tried to steer that ball through the goals rather than let his leg flow.
So the throw in the forward pocket for North Adelaide. Parsons is in front. Chance for Campbell to run at it, but he was blocked by Thomas, and Winter forces the ball over. Another throw in with North Adelaide getting 4 goals with the breeze, and Roberts estimated they could do with 6 by the time the quarter's finished, and they haven't got long now. Thomas from the back to Warhurst. Oh, Warhurst kicks a wobbler, and Robertson is in the way. His 6th kick coming up. He's been effective for them in the last few weeks.
It's indicative of that breeze, isn't it, Keith? Tom Warhurst couldn't get that ball to penetrate at all, although he's not the strongest of kicks, I know, but nevertheless, he couldn't get it away.
Now Robertson's chance to use the breeze, gets it into the square, a little wide, and an uncontested mark behind.
Out towards Bruce Winter. He'll run the boundary line, stabs away, looks for Fosdyke and finds him in front of Phillips. Takes his time, Fosdyke. It's a high one. It'll float with the breeze. The big men will set themselves, and Michael Redden puts his 2 hands up and plucks it out of the thin air. He'll boom one back towards the half-forward line. He'll give the North Adelaide forward something to fly at. Arnold from behind. Free kick's going the other way, or is it the mark being played to Warhurst?
Mark.
So Warhurst runs it out towards Aish. Stolen by Robertson off his hands. Aish with it now to Gallagher. Helliar will pick it up out wide there. His kick's a beauty against the breeze.
That was Ross, Keith.
Lester Ross. Sorry, here's Payne with an open goal. Can he get there? Roberts has got it. A chance for Roberts. Ooh, blimey, didn't come off the boot too cleanly. He was close enough and fast enough, though. And Norwood get a very handy goal. They're third. They're 3 goals straight behind North on 4-3.
That certainly is a very handy goal. that movement around the centre of the ground then, in which Aish, Gallagher and Ross all took part, and they got the ball running forward for Payne to receive it over the top of the pack. And of course, Roberts ever ready, just made an extra few metres. Ball given across to him by Payne, and then Roberts into the open goal with a flat punt. So Norwood are right in this game. They've taken it up to North Adelaide now.
30 seconds into time on. Neil Baum with a smile on his face there as the Redlegs posted their third straight goal into the breeze. Hart. Oh, the umpire's ruled it the other way. He said Tiller threw it to Hart.
Open hander, he said. Didn't clench the fist.
So Keith Thomas with it now. Tie. Ross against Molloy to Gallagher. He's looking for Payne. He's got it now to Kelly. Kelly will fire away. Not a very good kick. Just scraped in for a minor score. So Norwood to 3-1, 19. North Adelaide 4-3, 27.
I think the pressure was the word there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he lined up all right. He got thumped as he kicked it.
He hurried, yes. He was a bit wary of that body, but what about Gallagher's handball? He gave it so quickly to Payne, hit him on the back of the head. He wasn't ready.
A boomer of a kick in towards Mike Redden. Almost took it. Tiller into the back. That's the umpire. And so Payne will pick up another kick, almost in the centre of the ground. He's come out onto the grandstand side. Well, tapped behind him. Here's Ross again. Ross trying to move it to Gallagher. Gallagher's got it right on the boundary line, keeps it in. Finds Wildy, though, and North Adelaide can't get it out of there before the ball goes out of bounds.
So a throw in, grandstand side. Half forward line for the Redlegs. Redden from behind. Tap went straight to Hart. Left foot. It's a wobbly one. Fosdyke tapped it in front of himself. Looks for the pickup. Phillips waiting to apply the tackle. McIntosh now runs into a brick wall, and that's holding the ball.
Gee, I thought he just stopped when he hit Fosdyke. He's very sudden then, the umpire.
Jarman to Tiller. He's got Hart running past if he wants him, and Hart could go over the top to Molloy, but eventually kicks towards the pocket area, and he's picked out Matthew Campbell. Wasn't allowed to play on quickly. Good effort by Hellier. Oh, Campbell's in trouble now. He's forced to go back. Tiller is on his natural left foot. Booms it back in towards full forward. Big fella Parsons bundled out of the way, and Warhurst allowed to take the mark in front.
Warhurst plays it on. Almost had the chance to play on the outer side. Has to come to Thomas on the grandstand side now. Thomas runs it in towards centre half back. Ran his full distance, got a bounce in before he kicks for Gallagher. He's spoiled by Armfield. Thomas weaving his way. Greg Thomas that time. Ross couldn't grab hold of it. Here's a chance for Jarman to come forward for North Adelaide. Waited nicely. Got it onto Mason, who's got Dietrich in front. He's spoiled from behind. Dietrich on the ground. Legging, says the umpire, because by the time he got hold of the ball.
Barnes back into it again.
McIntosh now will take the handball. He's got a bit of pace. He's going to have to beat Hart. There's another powerful handball from McIntosh back to Keane. Keane will go towards the centre. On the lead, Payne. Small player, had plenty of kicks in this first quarter. Giving some bite around the packs. Ty Fosdyke. Strong mark. Got himself in front of Phillips. Fosdyke's left foot kick up towards the pocket area. Roberts in front. Couldn't judge the mark. He couldn't take it either. There's Payne again, fighting hard. Handball out towards Roberts. Roberts hooks around the corner. There's Michael Aish. Oh, he could have played on.
He didn't know he was on his own. He never felt it right.
It's short. Gallagher will play on. He'll just stroll into the goal. Aimed at the umpire, and thank goodness the umpire ducked. So Norwood a 4-goal 1. North Adelaide 4-goal 3.
Well, Philip Gallagher found a little metre then. The North Adelaide player looked for all money that he was going to tackle him. And then Philip Gallagher, just a slight acceleration, just brushed him aside, and then quietly walked up the line and said to Michael Aish, "Now, Michael, you should have done that 3 minutes ago."
Wasn't it cleverly done by Roberts to pop it into Aish before that? Just controlled the kick. And as you say, Aish could have run in, but he didn't know.
Yeah, it was a good play on the ground to get it to Roberts too. I think it was Payne up there again, Keith. He's done well.
So back to the centre with only 2 points in it. North Adelaide have had the breeze in this first quarter. Redden tapped it back, but McIntosh picked it up. Norwood almost into attack there, but Robertson got in the way unintentionally. Tiller now. Big kick in towards full forward. Too late for Grenville Dietrich. And so the score's at quarter time here at Prospect. 4-goal 3 to North Adelaide after a good start. Norwood came back to them on 4-1.
North Adelaide by 2 points as we start the second quarter, but they've got a hard job to do because this time they've got Norwood kicking with the breeze. Tap out, Gallagher, smothered off the boot by Phillips. Jarman's got it. He'll burst the Roosters out of the centre circle. Campbell and Parsons, the two players racing to the ball. Campbell should pick up. Bruce Winter applies the tackle, and that's over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Gallagher starting off in the middle of the ground too. It seems that he and Michael Aish may be changing up forward.
Barm against Parsons. Oh, Barm and Parsons hit the deck. There's a wild kick up towards the forward area. Warhurst getting back on it. Dietrich goes to ground. Arnold picks up, gets the ball onto a boot. It's a wobbly old kick. Didn't get the bounce he wanted, and a minor score. So North Adelaide, they're 4 goals 4. Norwood, 4 goal 1.
Well, Paul Arnold, Michael Noonan must feel as though he wants to cut Paul Arnold's leg off, because there's an opportunity for North Adelaide to score, to stay in this game. And Arnold with the goal straight in front of him, just had to run it on the ground. He tried to do everything right and kick it off his bunion.
Winter's a good kick out, and with the breeze he gets it right into the square. It's picked up beautifully by Mike Redden. To Jarman, quickly, Hart. Oh, he's in trouble, complete trouble in fact. He's given the ball to the opposition, and Heliar's got a run on his hands. He's run about 40 metres. Now he crosses over wide to get to Roberts. Roberts on the turn. Has McIntosh giving him the run straight at the goals. McIntosh must get a goal. What a run. Norwood hit the front. 5 goal 1. North Adelaide 4-4.
Well, we see once again then a player getting caught flat-footed. North Adelaide player trying to handball to a flat-footed player, then finding himself under all sorts of pressure. Darryl Hart giving the ball back, intercepted by Rowan Helier, moved into the forward line. Lovely handball by Neville Roberts, and the little fella from the centre, Gary McIntosh, at full flight and with full control. Was well done, and Rod Sade not impressed at the moment with Andrew Jarman, let alone Mick Noonan.
Ball up. Redden against Craig Barn. Redden got the tap. There's that man again, McIntosh, as he works hard. Floating kick. It's forward away from Aish. Jarman will be first to it. He's tackled. John Riley's got it. Shrugs his way out, and the Roosters will go into attack.
That's Armfield to looking for... I can't pick him either.
Keane that was that went for the mark.
And Norwood are into attack. Half forward line, Ross missed the bounce. Chance for Michael Armfield, half-back flanker. Oh, geez, got to go a long handball across to his other flanker in Ellis. Coming out from the back, Wildy. Long kick to touch. In fact, he's found Campbell. Campbell's kick's a grubber. And now pressure is holding the man decision. Must go to Norwood. Tapped the ball in front of him. Didn't have it.
It was a holding the ball decision, actually, I think, Keith, because the player Winter never kicked it or handballed it, so he's deemed to be in possession under modern rules.
But I thought he tapped it on. He didn't...
He took it. I see. I thought he took it. Go ahead, Keith.
Long kick.
The umpire agreed with me as Kelly tries for the half-forward flank. You have a go, Rick.
Kelly's kick hooks back, and Mike Redden, a loose player in defence, has taken the mark for the Roosters. So Redden will put it back whence it came. Big pack will fly. Oh, up high. Fosdyke couldn't bring down the mark. Eventually Riley gets it out. Gets around Lester Ross, Malloy, and eventually that's over the line, and we'll see another ball in.
Touched on the way out, so the ball in on the half-forward flank for the Redlegs. In fact, pretty close to the wing position, outer side. Redden. In front was Barm. The ball comes out in Norwood's direction. Armfield in front. Will he tap it on in front of him? Manages to trap it to Jarman quickly. Malloy from the back. Oh, good mark by Warhurst, the centre half-back position.
It's in the mud patch. Craig Barm, he's tall, but he works his way through. Gets the handball out to Greg Thomas. All took his eye off it, recovered well. He's off, he's bolting. Brilliant shepherd by McIntosh behind play. Greg Thomas fires one up towards full forward area. Big leap. Clisby couldn't bring down the mark, recovers well. Shrugs the tackle. Oh, and the umpire is going to bring Clisby back because he's found a free kick, and it's going the way of Payne.
Yeah, the free kick was given against Clisby for a hit in the face as he came out of that. I didn't see it, but that's certainly what the umpire gave it as.
He ward it off too high. If
yeah.
He's going to give that, why didn't he give a free kick against McIntosh back up the ground when he shepherded, when the ball wasn't within 5 metres?
So David Payne's kick. Ooh, shocking off the side of the boot, and he's put that out of bounds on the full. Can't believe it. Puts his hands to his head and says, let's replay that if only we could.
First game player, David Payne, came from Gillies Plains High School. He's only 19. his first season. As the ball comes out to the half-forward flank for North Adelaide, and Wildy, I should say the half-back flank for North Adelaide, because Wildy has taken the mark in the pack and settles things down. He'll come out on the grandstand side. Redden. Balm was the one who handled it. Greg Thomas to Gallagher. Long one across to Ace. He's got time.
Jarvis, that is.
Jarvis, that was, who came in to the half-forward line, but Hart's in the way for North Adelaide. McIntosh fighting for it, as was Greg Thomas.
Jarvis is getting quite a few kicks on that half-back line, Keith. He's coming down very well, reading the ball. He had a very good game last week as well, I believe.
Ball up, still Balm against Redden. Redden got the tap. Tiller couldn't take it. Kelly's got it now. Hart. McIntosh applies the tackle. Gallagher lurking, got the handball away to Thomas. Thomas to Payne. Jarman's the player behind him. Robertson on the bottom of the pack now. Scoops it out behind him. Keith Thomas and Andrew Jarman fighting for it. Jarman got it out to Armfield. Geez, they're doing it hard. Jarman again with the ball, taps it on, and the umpire finally found the free kick for holding the ball, and Jarman says, I can't believe it, but Keith Thomas is going to take the shot. In fact, he's not. He's playing on quickly. Across the ground, Roberts on the lead. Couldn't take the second grab. Hine out towards Fosdyke. Fosdyke's kick around the corner into the arms of Tiller, who just manages to avoid the goal post.
So David Tiller directing traffic as he takes a kick from the last line. In front, Big Redden. Michael Redden plays it onto Armfield. Oh, gee, he made up his mind late to change back towards the outer side. And a good mark taken by Hart to confirm his decision. So Darryl Hart waiting for the play on, and he got it from Tiller. Tiller's kick's a good one against the breeze towards the half-forward line, but it's taken safely by Bruce Winter.
Bruce Winter read that. The better of the three players there, judging the breeze. He's picked out Craig Balm, lurking by himself, centre of the ground. There's a high kick. Players will set themselves high in the big lead, couldn't take it. Payne again reading it off the pack. Handball out to Ross, he's collared. Back towards Payne, left foot hook, round the corner. I think he may have snapped it for a point. So Norwood, 5 goals 2. North Adelaide, 4 goals 4.
You are correct.
He's getting plenty of touches, Payne, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's getting to the fall of the ball very well.
Quisby to kick out towards the grandstand side for North Adelaide, looking for Mike Redden again, marking well today. His 6th mark, in fact, as we go into the second quarter. Malloy from the back has given him some run towards the grandstand wing. He's looking for John Riley, who's taken a fine mark and played it on. Beautiful play. Gets it to Phillips. Phillips is looking at the goal. Short one, lost Dietrich altogether. Winter, in fact, got the handball out and didn't get it far for the Redlegs. Now he tries again. This time it's more effective. So a big kick, in fact, almost up in the air, straight up in the air. David Tiller under it for North Adelaide.
So David Tiller, half-forward line for North Adelaide. They're into this strong breeze. Tiller's usually a good strong kick, and that's not a bad one into the breeze. He's going to give Dietrich a chance if he can get to it. The mark taken in front by Tom Warhurst. He's got some height, plays on quickly. Come down grandstand side. Fosdyke, left footer. Malloy setting himself. Armfield spalls away from behind. Lester Ross first to it. Looked up at the wrong time. Ace tries to bundle his way through. Kelly now picks up. Hasaneri, good tackle by Tiller. Oh, he did that well. Looks for the handball out. Can't find a way out, and the umpire will ball up, edge of the centre square.
He didn't want a way out either. I think he couldn't see a Brewster jumper, and so managed to keep the ball there. Slightly on the grandstand side of centre as Malloy comes out for North Adelaide and kicks one wide. Oh, bounces back into play for Greg Thomas to give it to McIntosh. McIntosh drives one to the half-forward position. Armfield from the back gets a hand to it. In fact, it was Ellis. Now Wildy with a big tackle on Payne, and it's too high, says the umpire. Over the shoulder was the indication. So Payne gets a shot in towards full forward. That's exactly where he's put it. In fact, he's put it through. That's a fine kick from Payne. Goal to him, his first, and Norwood kick away. 6-2 to North's 4-4.
David Payne's certainly been a good ball getter for Norwood. His ability to get the ball on the ground has stamped him as a very good player up in that forward line. And that play, of course, then he was able to finish off with a good kick. The wind was blowing across, and it's not holding it up much, even though you're kicking across it. Norwood kicking with a strong breeze. They've scored a couple of goals. Well, I feel in this first 10 minutes that North Adelaide have done a pretty good job They're holding Norwood, but once they get to the half-forward line, they don't seem to be able to finish their run-off and the Heads score a goal.
Norwood by 10 points. 10 minutes into the second quarter. Craig Baum, the bounce favoured him. He got the tap out. McIntosh with it now. Back towards the big fellow in Hine. Handball towards Lester Ross, put him under pressure. Quick one to Aish. McIntosh again provides a good shepherd, allows Aish to get the handball to Jarvis. Jarvis goes towards the pocket area, and that could be that Greg Thomas. Greg Thomas will fire one up. High. Big leap. Craig Baum. The tall man, a little bit too much height there for Clisby. So the ruckman will have a shot for goal. It's only about 25 metres out. The angle in his favour, as is the breeze. Drop punt, punches it away. He's punched it to the left of the goalpost. Minor score. And Norwood a 6-goal-3 there, 39 points. North Adelaide 4-goal-4, 28.
Greg Thomas has taken a bit of a chance getting up into that forward line. He was the player that kicked the ball to Baum then. Through getting up there so far, he's of course allowing Robertson a little bit of looseness. I think if Norwood come into attack any more often, Robertson's going to have to drop back onto Thomas as he drifts into that half-forward line and play with him, because I know that Robertson's certainly got the pace to rebound it if he can get a possession on the half-back line.
High ball from the Clisby, the full-back. And North Adelaide with a chance to get out of defence here. Oh, it wasn't a clean handball. Yes, it was.
Yes, he paid it hanging on too long, Keith.
Jamie Mason drives the Roosters to the centre wing. Oh, big leap from behind, didn't bring the mark down, Robertson. Eventually, on the bottom of the pack, Jarvis, stolen by Jarman. He works hard around the packs. He's got it now. He's got a quick handball out towards Tiller, and he'll drive the Roosters up to that half-forward line. Can they get over it this time? Oh, almost a safe mark taken there on the ground by the defender and Keem. Eventually over the top. That's to Dietrich, and he'll walk into an open goal. So Grenville Dietrich got his second on the board. North Adelaide a 5-goal-4, an important one into the breeze. Norwood 6-goal-3.
Even on that occasion, North Adelaide a little fortunate. The kick coming forward, players led onto the leg of David Tiller as he ran in with the kick, and then he kicked the ball back behind where the players had come from, but the Norwood player was unable to complete the mark, and as a result, North Adelaide picked it up and finished off with a bit of good team play right to the goal line.
So 5 points in it, with Norwood just in front in this second quarter. North Adelaide holding it as Keller goes forward for them. Gets it out to Mason. Mason taps it well in front of him. Good kick to centre half forward. In front, Hart almost the mark. Could have taken that one. Tries for Arnold. He can't grab it. So Norwood will come out of defence through Jarvis to Greg Thomas. He's got players here. He's got a choice.
They're all waiting for the easy ball coming out of defence. North went on. They didn't check, Keith.
Aish running easily. Had plenty of time, and kick after disposal. Foul after disposal on Hay against Aish, hitting him after he hit the ball. The umpire explains it to Hay. And so a kick for Roberts from about 30 metres out. Right in front. 16 frees to Norwood at this stage. North not going quite so well on 6 frees. I don't think you could complain about the last one. There's Roberts. Ooh, he's missed it. He doesn't miss too many of those, but he missed that one. 6-goal-4 Norwood now. North's 5-4.
It's a good bit of play by Greg Thomas. I mentioned him over ago. I thought he was getting to the half-forward line. He moved up to half-back then. It was well done. And he's the one that retrieved the ball for McIntosh and Ace to run down the ground and receive.
Trevor Clisby looked for Malloy, but Keith Thomas intercepted beautifully. He'll hook it back around his body. Neville Roberts, this time he snaps away. And this time the same result, only the other side of the goalpost. Minor score. Norwood 6-goal-5, North Adelaide 5-goals-4.
Clisby the kick-off for North. Gee, standing up against the breeze. Hard for Jarman, who's too small to get under that one now with a chance. Armfield runs it out. Tiller giving them the run. Long kick into the space. Oh, well done there. Mason. Campbell, sorry. Campbell's kick in well. Dietrich in front, and he's taken it, has he?
No, play on.
Gee, I think I'd have to be a bit unlucky not to get that, wouldn't you?
I would say that's a terrible decision. He marked it with one arm. He was being held by the other arm, and he still didn't get the free kick.
The umpire decides he will bounce, much to the disgust of the crowd here. The hometown crowd, of course, at Prospect Oval. A lot of players converging over that. Now he's picked one out for Michael Ace, and you can hear the boos in the background from the stand. Did not like that at all.
Bruce Winter with the ball, coming out of defence. Long kick to the half-forward line. Almost the mark by Payne. Chance for Robertson, couldn't take it with the pressure. Kelly, back into Gallagher. Gallagher's got Ross coming through. Ross is, punching kick to Baum. In fact, it got over the top of his head. Clisby's the first to recover. Oh, he's overrun it. Now, it's Keith Thomas. He'll get it to Baum, and it's a walk in, and Clisby still hasn't got up. He cannot believe he missed it. Now, perhaps he's hurt as well, but no, I think he is just entirely disgusted with himself.
So Norwood is 7-5 now. North 5-4.
No, Clisby is hurt. In fact, in that encounter, he must have got hurt as the ball went down after he'd overrun the ball. And he certainly wouldn't be pleased about it either.
Gallagher certainly moved that ball on well through the centre of the ground. Got the ball across, and they moved it in fairly smoothly, Norwood. Clisby, I wouldn't have got up after making that mistake either.
In ruck, we've got Parsons now against Hine. Hine with the height, got the tap, was looking for Ace. McIntosh reads the ball well off hands. Here's that running play again. Ace short to Roberts. He's on the lead, spooled away beautifully, backs it up, fires away with a left boot. It's drifting well offline, and the umpire says it's out of bounds on the full, and we'll see a penalty free kick for Clisby 16.5 minutes into the second quarter. Trevor Clisby nursing a sore head, it was, in that little encounter. Will drive out of defence. High kick. Kelly from the back juggles it. Play on, says the umpire. Lester Ross in the bottom. Gets it out to Aish. Jarman applied the tackle. Didn't have the ball, according to the umpire, Michael Aish. And there's 15 as well.
Silly play, Stephen Hay.
See, North Adelaide not only get upset, they're obviously feeling it out there, the players. The fact that they're not getting a free kick. And now, a little bit of emotion there by Stephen Hay. It's not good enough. He's already given an advantage, free kick away. And now he kicks the ball, and he's just put Michael Ace within a simple kicking distance for goal. Usually
a reliable kick. Michael, he's about 45-degree angle. He's going to take his time. Parsons standing the mark. Looks good off the boot. The umpire says it is. Michael Ace has got his first on the board. And Norwood, they're moving along now. They're 8 goals 5. North Adelaide 5 goal 4.
Well, North Adelaide, they've seemed to me to have been completely nonplussed for the last few minutes when the decision went against Grenville Dietrich up in the half-forward line. And now we find them all over the ground. They've stopped that run. They showed some very impressive run there for a few moments. And then all of a sudden, when that decision went against them up in the forward line, they've allowed Norwood, who've recovered and come on very, very strongly since that occurred, and to get right on top of them, and they've got to get their cool back and start working as a team again.
Norwood a 3-goal one up, and they've had 3 goals with free kicks, and so you can understand North Adelaide's frustration, but they get on with it now. At least Hart tried to get on with it before he was taken well in defence. Ball run out now. Jarvis for Norwood to the half-forward flank. Kelly couldn't get hold of it. Payne first to it for Norwood. Just keeps it in. He was out. Holding the ball decision is the shout, but it was out of bounds, in fact.
It was knocked out of bounds. The tackle was good. It was knocked out of his hands. Good tackle by Hay.
So throw in half-forward line, easing towards the pocket for Norwood. Baum and Parsons. Parsons won it easy, but nothing on the ground for North until Hart gets it across to Ellis, to Clisby, who waits and then gets the left footer wide to the flank. Campbell couldn't take the mark. It's pushed out by Helyar and a throw-in.
Matthew Campbell doesn't look all that happy playing on the half-forward line. He doesn't like the player coming from behind him all the time. Doesn't look as comfortable as he does playing on the wing.
Hart got the benefit of that tap, gave it to Parsons. The big fella's lumbered one away. It's a high. Could bring rain on a day like today. Barging through. Looked to be Warhurst. Got the handball to Gallagher. He'll give it back. High kick by Helyar to the goal square. Kelly. Fine mark in defence. Wildy judged that well. Kelly running against the run of play.
Wildy wants to get on with it. Hart's given him a lead short. She'll have to hurry. And it has come unstuck as Greg Thomas made tons of ground. The ball forced out, this time in the pocket for Norwood on the grandstand side. Parsons. Kelly was in front. Gallagher got a kick over the shoulder. Baum in front, couldn't take it. Hay with a chance to run. He couldn't get it clear. Hart contesting with Kelly. And a free kick this time to Darryl Hart in the back pocket.
So Darryl Hart, who's been in and out of the Roosters side this season with injuries to a knee, certainly had some bite around the pack when he came on last week in the game against Sturt. Warhurst now got the tap to Michael Aish. He's going backwards, dummies the handball, left foot, high floating kick. Parsons will come from behind, couldn't take the mark. Thomas read it beautifully off hands. Will the bounce favour anybody? Favours Wildy. Picks up. Oh, he must have run out of bounds. He has. And we'll see a ball in, left forward pocket.
Wildy did that well, didn't he? Trapped the ball, had to chance his arm, ran it well and just couldn't stay in it. So the throw in again in the pocket. It's the dead pocket for Norwood with the breeze coming down the ground. The breeze might have dropped a bit by now in the second quarter. And again the pack forms. So a throw in, I should try it again. A bounce, this time about 20-25 metres out from the Norwood goal. Parsons, big tap. Armfield's got hold of it for North Adelaide. Can't get far with it until he gets it to Ellis, who gets a kick straight to Aish. Wynn took it, Aish couldn't hang on to it, got hurt as they went down there. And away they go, North Adelaide.
Robertson to Campbell. Campbell out towards the pocket area. He's got Mason and Keane together. Their hold hands locked together. Keane wins the battle. Short little handball back to Jarvis. Smothered off the boot by Tiller. And a throw in on centre wing.
That left hip of Aish doesn't look too flash at the moment as he talks to the trainers about it.
The umpire now has the ball and we'll see the throw in directly in front of the grandstand. High throw. Players will set themselves. Umpire blows the whistle. Redden got over the shoulder of Neil Hine.
Yeah, but he was 2 against 1. One player was shepherding Redden, the other one was going for the ball.
McIntosh to Lester Ross in front of Hart. As I look, there's not a lot of movement. Michael Aish now out of the hands of trainers, and that's about where it's heading. Roberts will set himself at the back again. The big tall man, Wildy.
So Wildy this time goes out of sight. He's got Malloy running for him out of the back pocket. Malloy, he's got no one to go to.
He's getting out of bounds.
And so that's where he's gone wide on the pocket into the half-forward flank, I should say. Arnold chasing Winter. Winter got there, though. Gets it to Warhurst. The handball wasn't too flash, but Warhurst picks it up. Bursts one towards the half-forward line. Payne couldn't get hold of it before it went out of bounds. Aish still being talked to, and it is the left hip, certainly, that they're having a look at. And you can see by the look on his face, it can't be feeling too good at the moment for a run.
They're putting some of that cold stuff on, I don't know what you call it, but in the spray can.
The Roosters out of defence, high kick towards the centre. Oh, nice juggling mark, Keith Thomas. Kept his eyes on that well to Hine. Hine's kicks off to the side of the boot. This will test Aish. He's in front, couldn't take the mark. Hine backs it up, barges through, gets the left handball away to Aish, who tapped it on. Ross. Back to Gallagher. Oh, Gallagher and Thomas, no talking. Mucked it up completely. Gallagher's collared. The umpire will bounce up.
Certainly a big cry for holding the ball against Gallagher, who was pretty unwilling to get rid of it and gave a tiny little hand pass in front of him, maybe a bit late. Ross pushes his way through the pack and picks up a free kick. Hello, Redden's very cross. A lot of frustration. Michael Redden takes out the mouth guard and says a few words. He'll be well chosen by this stage too, I should think. Towards the half-forward line, that was ill-directed because Wildy picks up another safe mark.
I hope Michael Redden doesn't get upset. He's able to break someone in two.
He's a gentle giant, but gee, he's cross at the moment. And he's got a chance to go for this ball. It's a little short, and Darryl Hart takes a good mark in front of the pack for North Adelaide.
North are hanging on pretty well at the moment. They've caught a bit of composure again, and nearly time on. They're still hanging in there.
Hart's kick to the wing, grandstand side. Hine in front, Redden across in front, upset him enough not to pay the mark. Riley trying to go out with it. Managed to get the ball free at last, but only into another pack.
That was nearly holding ball then.
Oh, yeah, he took a long time to get rid of it, didn't he?
It's a very good tackle. Had him round the waist. Perfectly tackled. John Riley didn't reflex the handle, but I think the umpire was on the blind side.
Bounce up. Hine and Redden, neither player got the tap. Redden still in there boxing for it with Warhurst. Trying to turn out Robertson. He's got it beautifully to Jarman. Jarman's got a running player in Phillips. Phillips has got his eye on it. It's taken the mark. He's playing on. Dietrich is all by himself because Mike Lanny came out and safe mark taken. Mike Lanny had to make up plenty of ground there because well, Dietrich was free by about 20 or 30 metres there at one stage. At least he's held him up and he's forced Dietrich to have the shot. Tough angle. Breeze coming across.
Very important goal, though.
He's failed, only a minor score. Pity, North Adelaide, a 5 goals 5, Norwood 8 goals 5.
So into time on, there's been a change. Clisby, you'll see, coming forward with Baum at the moment, but interesting to see. I think that North Adelaide looking for a change. Worldy at full back against Roberts. At least that's where Roberts placed himself as Hine takes the ball out wide. Keane over the wing. Oh, well trapped by Ellis. Is it out of bounds on the full? No, must have just got in.
I bet you Michael Parsons enjoys playing football after playing basketball. He was able to push that player out of the road. Then you don't do those sort of things in basketball.
And he allowed so many frees, Robert, and then they send you off.
Correct.
It's over the line again. Half-forward line. In fact, the Empire's got a free kick, and it's going the way of Ellis. So Malcolm Ellis will drive that into the teeth of the Breeze. Big pack set themselves. Arnold's claiming the mark. And Redden will give it back to him now. So Paul Arnold will drive up towards the half-forward line. Phillips again. He's making ground on that half-forward line, and that's just what the Roosters need. Couldn't play on this time, however. Was well guarded.
There's a little short kick on too that was worth trying, I think. Norwood packing the back line. They're shepherding up there beautifully. Grenville teaches the subs that Michael Andy's just shepherding and Winter's going for the mark.
It was Winter the mark, in fact, and Gallagher couldn't pick that one up. So in front of him is Riley. He gets it on. Chiller now with the ball for North Adelaide. Towards full forward. It's wide off. Fine mark by Campbell. He was running across the pack in effect, and he's been taken round.
I reckon he marked it about 5 metres the other side of where he's been put on the mark too.
And so does the North Adelaide crowd. So he's got a pretty big angle now for Matthew Campbell. In fact, he's missed by a trickle. And it's another point to North Adelaide. Gee, a couple of those would have been handy at this stage because they stay about 3 goals down. North are 5-6 now behind Norwood's 8-5.
Yes, these couple of goals they're missing in this late part of the second quarter could in fact cost them the game unless they have a big third quarter.
McIntosh is given the lead. He's got Greg Thomas there as well. It went over McIntosh's head. The handball now to him. Long one towards Jarvis. Oh, he's under pressure. Shrugs the tackles. Well shepherded. Norwood have moved it very quickly towards the half-forward line. Ace couldn't get the mark. Armfield's taken it and gives it to Malcolm Ellis. Away goes Ellis. Short. Brenton Phillips all misread it badly. McIntosh will make up for it. Fires it in. Roberts is on the lead. He may have got legged. Umpire didn't see it. Roberts backs up. Arnold Clisby still barging his way through. Lester Ross with the handball back to Roberts.
Gee, Clisby did that well because he managed to hold the ball in the air. It still got out to a Redlegs player eventually, though, unfortunately for North Adelaide. And now a bounce at the centre half forward position for the Redlegs. We're into time on. Several goals scored in the quarter, so we could see 3 or 4 minutes of play yet.
Yeah, North have kicked 4 and North have kicked 1.
Ellis the kick. It's wide, only to find Keith Thomas in the way. He's got plenty of room to turn. Get it back into Fosdyke, who punches one to Roberts. Oh, how he missed that, I don't know. It was too good a kick. So North Adelaide out to their half-back flank. Greg Thomas this time. Couldn't get the ball clear. McIntosh, gee, working hard. In at the bottom there. Chiller underneath the lot. And a word of advice from the umpire to McIntosh, one suspects.
So ball up. Left half forward for Norwood. Parsons, the big tall man, got his hands to that. Not hard to reason why. He can reach up about 9 foot. Ross back to Craig Baum. Doesn't know what to do. Eventually the short one. It's well read by Kelly. He's running backwards. Eventually gets his kick away. Fires it in. Hine fell over when he was on the lead, and Clisby was allowed to take the easy mark.
So Clisby will go out of side. It's a good kick. It's wide. Punched away by Norwood. And there's the siren at half-time. Norwood are in front, 8-5. North Adelaide are 5-6. Well, both sides lost narrowly last week. Norwood have managed to get a 17-point lead in the first half here at Prospect Oval. So the third quarter begins. Greg Thomas tries for the ball, And he's holding the ball, didn't get rid of it.
Michael Ace is still on the ground. He had a severe hip injury just before half-time, but I noticed he's returned, Keith.
And Robertson's picked up 15 metres. He had a very good first quarter with the win. North Adelaide with the breeze in this third quarter, right into the square, spoiled off the back by Michael Laney. Keith Thomas, I should say, out to Keane. Now Greg Thomas with a chance to grab at it, but out of bounds before he can.
So it's a ball in on the half-forward line. Parsons against Baum. Baum got the tack backwards to Jarvis, to Keith Thomas, who hooks one around the body. Tiller set himself, had to run back into players. Lester Ross with the handball out. Kelly now. Short, wobbly kick. Payne. Bounce didn't favour him. He's picked it up, recovered well. Has a look up front, fires one in towards Neil Hine. Clisby will read the bounce of the ball, will he? Dives over it. Taps it out the back, and Fosday. High kick, it's long. Which way will it bounce? Wrong side. So a minor score to Norwood. They're 8-6 now, in front of North Adelaide on 5-6.
Well, North Adelaide have certainly got to find a little bit of that accuracy in their teamwork. Get rid of that looseness somehow. They've got the wind behind them, and they need a big quarter.
Clisby's kick, a big one with the breeze. Looking for Mike Redden. Was he pushed out by Baum? No. Baum is given the mark. Baum's kick to the half-forward line. Looking for Roberts. In front, Wildy managed to sport it away, but Ace has picked it up, and he's popped it onto the left boot and through, and a quick goal to Norwood in the third quarter. Ace's second. Norwood, 9-6 now on North's 5-6.
Well, I thought that was a very good bit of play there by Neville Roberts. He made no effort whatsoever to intercept that ball. He allowed Ace the run of the ball. He quickly reacted in the middle of that pack to the fact that Ace had the run of the goal, and he allowed Ace to go on with the movement and finish off the play. It was a very good goal off his left foot turn. That's a very important goal for Norwood early in this third quarter, kicking into a strong breeze.
Conditions still cold, but as yet, thankfully, no rain has fallen. Redden got up high. Hart went for the quick handball to Jarman. It was stolen by Aish. He's gone over the top. Keith Thomas. Back to Jarvis. Out to Aish. Moving a bit better than what he did in the second quarter. Seemed to have a bruised hip. He's picked out Kelly on the left half-forward line, just inside the boundary line, in fact only centimetres. Kelly booms it up towards full forward. Neil Hine got up high, couldn't take it. Phillips went through for North Adelaide. Players will dive over the ball. Gallagher's in there. Just as he comes out of it, Armfield applies the tackle.
Trevor Grenfell warming up for North Adelaide. There have been no changes to the side, and it's Robert Hay who's coming off for the Roosters.
Yes, he's certainly limping fairly badly, Stephen Hay. I don't know what he's done. This is his first game back in the league side. Last week he played in the reserves, and now Trevor Grenfell is coming on to replace Stephen Hay. That'll be a sad loss, their centre half back.
And Clisby was the person who picked up the kick from Kelly. His kick to the outer wing position. Neither side can get a free break at it here. And it looks like Robertson now a bit troubled as he wanders back, and it looks like he's nursing a wrist. Might have been just a bad kick on the hand, and he might recover from it. Gee, it hurt today. It's cold out here. Keith Thomas with the ball. Almost the mark in front by Kelly. He's the one with the ball in the bottom of the pack. And a holding decision, it looks like. Not a bounce. And it is a bounce.
Bounce up, half-forward line. Redden got up high, plucked it out of the air, and he said holding the ball.
Well, all the opposition behind did then was let Redden go for the ball. When he took it, he grabbed his other arm, and then Redden caught. What's he allowed to do? He's allowed to, in fact, drop the ball, and he didn't do that, and he didn't kick it onto his attempt to kick it, so he's holding ball.
So Neil Hine, drop punt. It's high, won't make the distance. Big leap from behind. Redden, umpire says play it on. Gee, amazing decision, and it's snapped through for a point. So, minor score to Norwood. There's 9-7 now. North Adelaide 5-6.
Yes, that was Neville Roberts that snapped it through. Redden looked as though he had a good grab of it, but the Norwood player in front obviously had a fair tug on the ball as well.
Clisby was looking for Riley, couldn't find him, so Gallagher flicks it on to Payne, who runs the boundary, knocks it back in. Too fast for Kelly. Now Roberts with the ball, turns it back onto the right boot. High, not far enough, and it's through for a point.
Am I correct in saying that Neville Roberts has kicked 2 goals for?
4 straight points he's kicked, Robert.
That's what I've got here too.
Shots.
Yes, and he missed one easy one up on with the wind in the last quarter.
5.5 minutes gone now of the third quarter. Andrew Jarman with the ball, dummies around. Umpire correctly says play on. Jarman's left foot kick, long, across the centre wing area. Spoiled away from behind, but the umpire's kicked out a free kick in favour of Robertson.
It's Campbell who's got the ball, and he finds Robertson.
Mason.
Rick was looking for that. No, that's Robertson now.
Oh, good.
Robertson's kick in towards the full forward line, but strong mark by Warhurst. Looks out there for Greg Thomas. And then a player I couldn't see flicked it on towards Ross, who's taken a marvellous mark on the wing. And he waits. He's called play on, and so he does. To the half-forward line for the legs, looking for Gallagher. In front of him, Ellis. It's Armfield, in fact.
His kick comes towards the centre circle. Keith Thomas plucks it out, plays on quickly to Fosdyke. Fosdyke will go towards the pocket area. He's looking for Roberts. Nice kick, nice mark. Not an easy kick into that breeze when the player's leading out towards you. Fosdyke dispatched that perfectly onto the chest of the diving Roberts. So Neville Roberts, as we just told you, his last 4 kicks for goal have resulted in minor scores. All the lead on from Aish. Roberts' kick into the arms of Aish. Michael led a long way then, ran about 50 metres across the goal line, out towards the pocket area. His 14th kick coming up.
The timing of the lead that was important, of course. He allowed Neville Roberts time to get balance, and then Ace ran into the little space that was available in the pocket. It's not that hard a kick, Rose Roberts proved earlier. If he kicks to that right post, he didn't kick to the right post, it's drifted right across the goal face.
Players allowed to play on. Riley was the player coming through from the Roosters, and he's done his job. He's sent it over the boundary line for a throw in.
So it's the back pocket for North Adelaide. As Mike Redden wins the knock from behind, Riley's got it and gets it out to Hart. Hart handballs over. Couldn't see who that play was. It's Malloy. Now he comes to me from the back pocket, and a good mark. Taken on the half-forward line by Grenfell, who's come on in this third quarter for North Adelaide.
Very talented player too, Trevor Grenfell.
Grenfell running around, running the wide way. Gee, ran a long way with it, and he missed Dietrich at the last moment.
He had his mind set on doing that kick, didn't he, Keith? When he saw Grenfell Dietrich leading, instead of Trevor Grenfell going to the square when he got too close to him, he still tried to find him.
Throw in, Arnold stole it out the back, got it to Hart. Hart will blaze away at the goals. It's high, it's coming back. Just offline, minor score. Great snap there by Hart. So North Adelaide, 5 goal 7, Norwood a 9 goal 8.
Oh, what a shocker. And Michael Annie cannot believe it. He has passed it to Parsons, 30 metres out. It's not even a 45-degree angle. You can see it for yourself.
Keith, we've often talked about that kick. If you're going to pass it, you've got to kick it over the top of your player, not try to find his body. And, of course, he underkicked through not going right through with the leg.
Parsons' kick has found Dietrich. Body to body. Dietrich just dropped off to the left at the last moment to take the one-hander. That's the second one-hander he's taken, the first one he's been paid.
That was adding insult to injury, because it was Jim Michael Annie that he was just bullocking out of the road.
So we ought to be able to put one up for North Adelaide. Dietrich lining up.
Neil Barham's having a heart attack down there.
He's missed it. That's unbelievable, isn't it? That's the way North Adelaide have gone today. That's 2 goal 3 and 1 shot that missed altogether for Dietrich today. And North Adelaide go to 5 goals 8 behind Norwood. 4 goals down now on Norwood, 9-8.
There seems to be some doubt on who's going to kick in now. Winter's gone back to say, well, I'll kick it and you give me a lead. After Mike Alani's last mistake. Can't find the ball just at this stage. But Winter's certainly not too keen to come out as a conference in goal square. What do you think, Jim? Well, Bruce, I think you better take it.
Grenfell Dietrich, we talked to at half-time in the reserves game here today, and it looked unlikely early in the week that he'd play for this week and maybe even next week, but the ligaments in his knee must have been nowhere near as badly damaged as first thought, and he pulled up well after training Thursday night, and so Grenfell Dietrich the spearhead for North Adelaide today. Not shooting accurately, and North Adelaide just not finishing off. And so they are 24 points down. They've got the breeze, and they've got to get back and well in front, because as we've noticed, the breeze is making quite an influence on the game here at Prospect today.
Gary McIntosh went down to lend his sixpence there, just as there's any doubt who's going to kick out.
and Winter still won.
He's going to kick. Michael Annie's led. They're all leading.
Winter eventually gets the kick away. Big lead, Michael Redden.
He went 10 metres further, but he's found the opposition too.
After Michael Annie's turn next time.
We'll get McIntosh up there to kick out.
Well, Redden's going to put it back in there. Oh, it's a short kick. Fell in the arms of the big man, Craig Baum.
That's his immediate opponent too.
Craig Baum will go out wide. Hart will get in front of Fosdyke. Campbell quickly away, looking for Jarman. Campbell in there as well. Heath Thomas gets it out to Hellier, to Greg Thomas. Greg Thomas, who is tackled well by Hart. He's won the free kick. There's a Norwood player still down, and is it Winter? Or Fosdyke? Fosdyke it is.
And Hart lines up in the meantime on the half-forward flank outer side. Puts it in towards centre half-forward. He will find McIntosh. Gee, it's not exactly accurate footy at the moment here at Prospect. Norwood run it out from the back. Keane was looking for, is that Payne?
It is.
And he couldn't find the ball with Ellis pressuring him. So a throw in this time, almost on the wing, grandstand side at Prospect.
Michael Redden took it out of the air, gave it to Paul Arnold. He'll go over the top to Tiller. Tiller controlled that well. It wasn't the best handball. Fires it up. Dietrich sets himself. Couldn't pluck it out of the air. And oh, he's got the free.
Yes, grabbing his arm. They've been...
Yeah, there were two Norwood players on him. But one had the arm and the other one went for the spoiler.
Well, they've been interfering with him all day. They're playing 2-on-1. One of them just bodies out quietly while the other bloke goes for the ball. Whichever way you look at it, Dietrich is certainly being interfered with.
See the angle, and you can see the kick again. Grenfell misses another one from about 20 metres out. Not good in with the breeze, North Adelaide. They're 5 goals 9, haven't got a goal on the board yet. Norwood are 9 goals 8.
And that's 3 points straight to Dietrich, isn't it?
Yes, 3. He's kicked 2 goals 4, the same as Neville Roberts.
Kelly's kick, or Fosdyke's kick, I should say, looking for Ace, couldn't find it. Greg Thomas tried to push his way forward. This time he picks up a free for over the shoulder. He kicks short to Hine, who is met heavily.
Gee, I'm not so sure that the big fellow Red nearly didn't mark that, but he certainly interfered.
Hine played on to Jarvis. His kick's towards the pocket area. Riley in the centre, spoils away. Umpires paid the free kick, however. Kelly it is. Fires it in. High. Roberts from the side.
Oh, great mark,
Will be at the back.
The umpire guessed then. He was caught completely out of position. He didn't know whether Wildy took the mark, but the players stopped to allow it, and he took their advice.
Jarman with the ball for North Adelaide. To the outer wing, to the opposition again. Greg Thomas. Greg Thomas picked up a lot of kicks today. It's his 7th kick. In towards centre half forward. Aish came through the front and will be paid.
He nearly marked it.
Yeah, I think
it was a pretty good try.
He certainly stopped it. And his stab was looking for Roberts. But in the way, Jarman.
Almost pig in the middle at the moment. Ball going backwards and forwards. 14 minutes gone of the third quarter. Jarman's quick almost reaches the centre. In front, that's got to be a mark if Aces was paid. Tall man in Grenfell. Grenfell up towards the half-forward line. As the sun shines, Lester Ross bundled out the way by Robertson. He's recovered well to Thomas. Over towards Neil Hine. Had to stretch for it, but got it to Gallagher. Keane slipped over at the wrong time. Very wet in the centre of the ground there, and the umpire will ball up.
That was a great take by Lester Ross on that half-back flank, then under the body pressure coming at him. Terrific take.
25 points, the Red Legs up. As Parsons and Hine go for it. Parsons won it. North Adelaide pick it up through Tiller now. His kick is to the open spaces, half-forward flank. Phillips and Fosdyke. Neither of them will get there in time. So a throw in on the half-forward line. Grandstand side. Roosters been in attack, but not converting. Still to score a goal in the third quarter.
Off hands, Jarman. Campbell will be first to it. Plays it in front of himself. Warhurst got the tackle on. To Gallagher. to Keith Thomas. Up towards the wing side, centre wing, grandstand side. Read off hands by Payne. He's bundled to the ground and tackled well, and the umpire says it's holding the ball to Malcolm Ellis.
Yeah, he had a quick look to see who could give it to, and there wasn't a player within 100 mile of him.
Yeah, Ellis's kick was a shocker, beautifully intercepted by Keith Thomas. This could pay off for a goal. Payne's running in, straightens his body, fires away, and that's been touched, has it?
Behind the line.
Must have been over the line. It was definitely touched, but the umpire had no hesitation in signalling a goal. So Norwood move along. They're 10 goals 8. North Adelaide 5 goal 9.
And once again, we see that error play. The error play with the ball being kicked across the ground sideways, particularly by North Adelaide on this occasion, when they had a tail breeze, trying to set up the play. And Keith Thomas just waiting off, intercepted, and it immediately rebounded down the ground for a goal.
So Norwood with almost a 5-goal break now, and still with the wind in the last quarter. Gallagher picks up. Handball out to Fosdyke. Fosdyke waits. Gives the handball on to Payne again. Payne straightens up. He'll have a go for goal, and he's got it. Gee, that's a good kick. Third goal to Payne. 2 in a hurry. Norwood to 11 goals 8. North Adelaide looking crook on 5 goal 9.
Well, Payne certainly did everything up on that half-forward line. He's a very good worker. The good thing about his game is, I think, is that he recovers back to the ball very quickly. And Norwood are prepared to leave him up on the half-forward flank, where he can show a little bit of movement. Keith Thomas resting back in the pocket together with Michael H. They're changing, and Philip Gallagher also changing up there. And Norwood looking pretty good into the breeze.
The Norwood, who had their first win of the season against North Adelaide, could well be on the way to another one today. At the moment, the Roosters have not got a goal on the board in this third quarter, kicking with the breeze. In fact, they've kicked only 3 points. Bruce Winter, centre wing. Matthew Campbell, ball Payne, there he is again. Got one in the back. Campbell got the handball out to Phillips. Phillips will go over the top. This will eventually come to Big Parsons. Mason it was that got the handball to Parsons. His kick's floating away. Dietrich is setting himself. Tried the 2 grabs, couldn't take it, and Keane will see it over the boundary line.
Payne actually got a sore head out of that last tackle. Feeling too good, but he'll play on. As the ball is thrown in the forward pocket position for North Adelaide. Parsons and Hine. Hard in front. Can he keep it in? No, he's bundled out by Gallagher. And so another throw in just a few metres round. Same ruckman. Parsons for North Adelaide, playing only his 2nd game this year. Ball to Grenfell. Pops it over the top of the pack. Jarman's got to wait for it. Oh, and he gives it to Helliar. Helliar's give wasn't much better either. So down it goes into the pack, and there'll be a ball up.
In North Adelaide make a few loose gives, don't they? Young fellow Joe, and then he didn't look. He just threw the ball out in the general direction without aiming it to his teammate, and as a result, able to be intercepted.
Ball up. Parsons with his height, got the tap. Arnold shrugs through, then falls over.
No, tripped over. He fell, but he was tripped for sure.
So it's an important kick coming up here for Paul Arnold. North Adelaide desperately need a goal. Been kicking with the breeze now for almost 20 minutes, and they haven't got a 6-pointer on the board. Arnold, not the best of kicks. This time he's put one straight between the 2 white posts. His 2nd goal, in North Adelaide now 6 goal 9. Norwood 11 goals 8.
Well, North Adelaide haven't done that well, but on that occasion it was Paul Arnold. A beautiful take out of the pack. He spun out beautifully, and reflexly the Norwood player just lifted his leg to stop him from running behind him, and caught hold of Arnold's, and over he went, and he deserved the free because it was certainly a very, very good take. He nonplussed everybody with his quick thinking there, and he's finally converted a goal. But North Adelaide are in all sorts of trouble.
Well, Norwood have probably won the game. It's a bit early to tell, but this 3 goals against the breeze has been very helpful for them. They go into attack again. In the 3rd quarter, Roberts couldn't get hold of it. H tacked it out in front of him. He's still got the play on it. He's held, plays for it. Ball's forced out of bounds. Half-forward flank for North Adelaide, for Norwood this time. And as the throw-in comes, big tap from Baum, but it's North Adelaide who read it off the pack. Now a chance for Robertson to run over the wing. Into centre-half forward for the Roosters. Arnold playing the position, takes a firm mark.
So that's much better play by North Adelaide. The quick handball, The run by Robertson and the direct kick on the line, they look a much better side when they do that, but it doesn't happen often enough.
Arnold's kick is not going to go through, that's for sure. Dietrich up. No one able to handle the ball. So through for a point. North Adelaide 6-10. Norwood are 11-8.
They've kicked 1 goal for this quarter, North Adelaide, with the breeze.
Winter kicked out, went short to Keith Thomas. Thomas always going to come across goals, could be dangerous. Fortunately, his kick was very good to Michael Annie. But a few Roosters players were going to converge on that had he been accurate. So Michael Annie's kick. Helyar in the centre, couldn't take it. Led off hands by Campbell. He blasted back, centre half full position. Redden. So Michael Redden now with a chance to put one on the board. The Roosters have been back into attack the last 3 or 4 minutes. They'll need to be in attack for the remainder of this quarter if they have any hope of taking home the 2 points. Redden's kick won't quite make the distance. Hine may have been the player that stopped it going through. Still a big pack converging on it. It was Arnold that had 2 or 3 kicks at the ball and still couldn't get through that wall of players.
Almost
the umpire better bounce it straight here.
Almost a kicking in danger, I would have thought, then against North Adelaide.
Arnold racing on the ball, but in front of him, the Norwood player was Jarvis, and the ball was out of bounds. So throwing this time on the outer pocket for North Adelaide. North's percentage better than Norwood, but gee, they can't get them on the board in this 3rd quarter.
McIntosh tackled there by Hart. Gallagher now with it, runs backwards, concedes ground, and then goes across the goals again. Picks out Winter. Winter are looking for Fosdyke, not a good kick. He managed to spoil it well though, Fosdyke, however. But eventually the ball out of bounds. Well, Phillips looked to have his name on that ball. Fosdyke stuck up the hand.
Ellis didn't appreciate being pushed into the fence by Payne, so gave him a nudge on the way back. That was what the roar from the crowd was about. As Hine won that tap, Gallagher over the top to McIntosh, tapped it in front cleverly to Keith Thomas. Keith Thomas over to Gallagher. Gallagher, oh, beautifully done. He waited and waited. Managed to get the kick in towards the wing. There's Greg Thomas to Keith Thomas. Long kick now. Looking for Baum, who has taken it. What a mark.
He certainly did that well. He dummied the lead to the right, and then he came back quickly and around behind Clisby. And Clisby was still feeling for his body when the big Baum body suddenly was there and just tapped Clisby out of the road.
Craig Baum, 6 games behind him, so a bit of advice from Roberts as he goes for the kick, and it's through the middle. And a very nice one for Norwood. 2nd goal to Baum. Norwood's 12-8 now. North Adelaide 6-10.
Yes, Craig Baum is certainly a player who kicks the ball a long way. When we see him doing well on the field play, we haven't seen a lot of him during the game, but he's around the place trying to work at the ball. He's certainly not frightened to contest and create opportunities, and it's what Norwood need a lot of because they lack key position players, or have had this season. And he and Kelly, that is Baum and Kelly, have given Norwood a little bit in the forward line.
Norwood have added 4 goals, 3 so far into the breeze in this quarter. That's been the best effort so far into the win. And here they go into attack again. McIntosh will get the handball out towards Michael H. His right foot kicks a floating old wobbly one, and Armfield will take the mark.
Armfield plays it on wide to this flank, grandstand flank. Ellis, he'll have to hurry, gets the kick away. Here's a battle for Campbell. He takes it well, runs it in front, into the centre. Phillips, Hine's too big for him in front. Hine holds it up.
That's that little kick that they should get out of their system, I think.
Jarvis went short to Helyar. Helyar wastes no time up towards the big fellas again. In front, Parsons. Got a lot of height. It's about 6'15" or something like that. Arnold. Taken a few good grabs in the air. Got short again. Jarvis will intercept. On to Stephen Keane. Back pedals to Jarvis again. The Redlegs will go towards the outer wing. The mark not paid, but over the shoulder.
Tapped on by Malloy quickly to Hart. Hart's got Tiller in the middle. Tiller's a good give to Phillips out on the flank. Phillips decides to go back and have a shot. Half forward flank. Dietrich on the lead now. Short one from Phillips, and he's found him. Good lead from Dietrich. He was right in the square. had to run it out into the pocket, and he's found himself in good position. Dietrich, last week, 2 goals only. So at this stage, he's 2 goals today, which takes him up to 59. He can't get the 60th for the season, not at this stage anyway. North Adelaide, 6-11 now. Norwood, 12-8.
He only needs another point, and he'll kick a goal in points today, so that'll give him 60, Keith.
He's doing it the hard way.
Bruce Winter at full-back. Grandstand side. Fosdyke picked him out beautifully. Nice kick into the breeze. Fosdyke goes around hard. Left foot towards the centre wing. Kelly couldn't take it, nor could Riley. Kelly went for the airy shot off the ground. Payne hasn't got it. Ellis gets it away. Spiralling ball towards the half-forward line. Almost a great mark in front, Mason. Keane read it off hands well. Out towards Jarvis. He'll give it to Keith Thomas. He's got McIntosh on his inside and Hine on his outside, and he'll go to the pocket area where Roberts is lurking. Spoiled away by Wildy. They've had a good duel, Wildy and Roberts. Kelly, oh, must have been out of bounds. Waited too long for the handball, and we'll see a throw in grandstand side.
Half-forward flank. Norwood into attack again. They've had a strong quarter. Probably sealed the game up here at Prospect.
Looks as though there might be some rain coming in too.
But don't talk about it, Robert. It's cold up here.
Be wet.
Malloy with the ball. Good kick to the half-forward line. Hine missed it for Norwood. Arnold with it now for the Roosters. Oh, he's in trouble. Manages to turn out of it, though. Left footer, looking for Redden. Couldn't take it. Pressure from Winter.
So we'll see a ball in. The Roosters having progressed along the grandstand boundary line. They're up to the half-forward line now. Let's hope that rain doesn't come. Hine got the tap. Fosdyke was grabbed by Arnold and Mason. And the umpire will ball up. We saw a few seagulls flying in a while ago, Keith. That's a sign of rain on the way, isn't it, when they leave the beach?
Sure. A couple of cheery chaps up here.
Fosdyke tapped it out again in front of him. Mason picks up, tries to barge his way through. Hellier intercepted, as did Phillips. The umpire wants Phillips to go back.
No, wasn't Phillips is through.
Grenfell.
Yeah, Grenfell, and it was a throw against Norwood. So Grenfell from the half-forward line. He's a long way out, and he'll be looking for Dietrich in the square. No lead on. Gee, it's a boomer of a kick, and it is right into the square for a big pack form. Redden almost a touch on that. Hasn't gone through. Now it has. So a rushed point for North Adelaide. They go to 6-12, and they're a long way behind. Norwood 12-8, and Norwood have the breeze. 28 minutes gone in this third quarter. Well, I should say they have the breeze in the last quarter yet to come.
Winter again undecided. He's thought about going outside and grandstand side. Goes back to his original thought. High-looking kick. Grenfell in front. Umpire said holding on. He's allowed play to go on. It's a quick snap for goal. Offline by Robertson, and another minor score to the Roosters.
And the rain comes down at Prospect. The sun's shining. You can't see the rain from here. I look back, and all of a sudden there are people scrambling in all directions. And we see our first shower of the day as a cold front moves across Adelaide.
You boys will excuse me if I shift back slightly.
Yeah. We'll expect a minimum of comments from Robert at this stage.
Warhurst couldn't take the finger tether. Recovered well. Got the handball back to McIntosh. He'll give it to Keith Thomas.
Played a good quarter, Keith Thomas.
Thomas looking for Aish off hands. Gallagher. Riley in his back. And that's over the boundary line, directly in front of our commentary position. Ball in.
Armfield got up well for North Adelaide, then couldn't quite take the mark in the pack. Would have been a valuable one. Parsons into the sun. Tried for Armfield again, missed him. Ball pushed on by Norwood. Gallagher with it now. Clever football.
He ran that up his leg.
Aish couldn't take it. Malloy in his back, not paid. Payne to Aish, to Gallagher in the open. There's the kick across, looking for Hine. Well tapped, though. Good work at the back by Clisby. Ball played on. Roberts to McIntosh. McIntosh looking a little one to Hine. Hine will have a shot. It's across the goals, and the mark is taken there by Armfield, who's made a lot of ground to get back into the back pocket.
So Armfield in the back pocket for the Roosters. Goes down straight down the ground. Read off hands by Payne. He's grabbed by Parsons. Good tackle by the big fella as the siren sounds to end the third quarter here at Prospect. Norwood lead 12 goals 8, 80 points. North Adelaide 6-13, 49. And there'll be a shot for goal because there's a 15-metre penalty been paid.
Did you pick up why the penalty was on there?
Yes, round the neck by Parsons.
So Payne's shot is a goal.
She's third for the quarter.
So that does signal the end of the third quarter. 15-minute penalty sees Norwood move along to 13 goals 8. North Adelaide 6-13. Norwood by 37 points and with the advantage of the wind here at Prospect Oval, final quarter. Balme against Redden. White's come on now for the Roosters in the final quarter. Got his hurried kick away. Mason couldn't pick it up. Intercepted Hellier. High-looking kick. Umpire said play on. It must have been touched off the boot. Aish couldn't take the mark. Redden eventually got it back to Tiller. Goes across centre of the ground. Campbell misread it. Kick off the ground. Went straight to Robertson. Centre wing Robertson. Left foot. Into the teeth of the breeze. Oh, good mark.
Grenfell just held his ground too. Ricky didn't even shift an inch. It's great judgment.
Well, Grenfell would need to put this through the white sticks if North Adelaide are to come back from the almost impossible here in front of their home crowd. They certainly need warming up. Grenfell can get them off to a good start. High-looking kick. Will it come back with a breeze? It has. So Grenfell's got a goal on the board. And North Adelaide move along. They're 7 goals 13. Norwood 13-8.
Well, Ian White came onto the ground, got the Roosters started out onto the flank. It was rebounded back to the centre, and then Robertson kicking it forward from a rebound off the ground by Norwood. Saw Trevor Grenfell take that well-judged mark and a very good kick to boot. So well done, North Adelaide. Maybe they're back in it. 20 shots to 21.
31 points the difference. Redden wins the tap.
Come on, Bob.
Balme gets it out to Aish for Norwood. Half-forward flank for the legs. Ross waiting for Greg Thomas, who does it well, to Kelly. He was looking for Ross, but players in there. That's White again. Riley waits over the top arm fill to Robertson. White again. Gee, plenty of touches. And a nice mark by Campbell. So North Adelaide certainly not giving it away. Confidence in the back line then. As Campbell on the wing looks to put them into attack. Not a long kick. A chance for Norwood to recover. Keith Thomas to McIntosh. McIntosh, long kick. Almost a take by Kelly. Malloy, the back pocket player, played it in front of him. Protected by Riley. Malloy runs it through. Redden, Malloy. Wide to Ellis. Tiller, left footer.
It's a high kick. Mark almost pulled down by Phillips. Comes out the back to Hart. His handball over the top to Mason. Quick one back to Phillips. He shrugged the tackle. Can the Roosters make it number 2? They have. Great start by North Adelaide. They're now 8 goals 13. Norwood 13 goals 8.
Well, Brenton Phillips, he had his hand on the ball when it came to the half-forward line. And one would have thought that he may have completed the mark. He certainly had a very good take of it, but he was unable to do something. For some unknown reason, he does that little bit of looseness occasionally. But then he recovered to receive the handball and kicked a very fine goal. So North Adelaide coming back, using handball to advantage, and they'll need to for many more minutes yet.
Come on, lad!
Back in the centre with 2 quick goals by North Adelaide. Redden wins another one. Chiller in the way though. Aish now with the ball. Half-forward line, looking for Kelly. Riley, well done. Riley looking for somebody, can't find anybody. Norwood jumpers all round him. There's the player he was looking for in Wilby.
John Riley hasn't been in that back line for long, has it? He's just come back there. It's the first time I've noticed him in defence today anyway.
And I believe the play that may have gone off for White is Andrew Jarman. Aish now with the ball, back to Gallagher. He'll run around onto his left side. Chips away to the pocket area. Malloy with Robertson it was, in between 3 red leg players and over the boundary line for a throw in. So Norwood have worked it to their half-forward line. Ball in. Hine will go up against Redden. Hine made front spot. Thomas tried to barge his way through. Riley again. Aish looked for the free kick. It didn't come. Kelly bundled to the ball by Grenfell. McIntosh comes in.
That's a reportable offence.
Yeah.
Reportable offence that made out he had a hit. He just kneeled in that lad's head. Most unnecessary.
And dragged the foot for...
Disgraceful. Then his hip's pretty sore, and McIntosh has just run up the ground now. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever.
Arnold with the ball. Good mark on the half-back flank for the Roosters, looking for Parsons. He was bundled out by Winter. Gallagher couldn't get it to anybody but Parsons. Ooh, there's the drop of the ball then. Parsons hanging on there. Mason has to chase it. The Redlegs find Aish on the wing, grandstand side. Aish will look for the centre half forward spot. Kelly there, couldn't take it. Ellis drops back. Is he hurled? Certainly gives the umpire the chance to see it. Play it on, says the umpire, with Riley with the ball for North Adelaide. Robertson coming down from the wing. Will run with it. Get it onto the left boot for a strong kick over the wing. Mason can't take it off the pack. Now Arnold to Campbell. Campbell has a chance to run. He's got a streak. He's met, and his kick is off. Blimey, Charlie, do they make it hard, North Adelaide? We had this last week. We saw them against Sturt. They kicked 6 goals, 7 in the last quarter. Don't do it again, North Adelaide.
They always look as though they're going to do it, and then they just miss. It's so frustrating. How'd you like to be Mick Noonan?
Mike Lanny kicked it to himself and then went to the outer side where he's found Keane. Keane, a long kick. Riley made an impression since going to that half-back line. Out wide, he'll go to Wildy. North Adelaide will back into attack again, looking for Hart. Takes it. Will he keep running? He doesn't. Had the opportunity to. He's called back over the mark. Short. He was looking for White. That must have been in the back and over the shoulder, and anything else you can find in the rule book. So White now, a long way out. He wouldn't make it into this breeze. He's going to put it up high and let Dietrich have a set. Spoiled away. Winter. Screw punt. Covers a lot of territory. Mick Redden. Short to White again. Back to where we started from.
This is White's 4th kick in just over 6 minutes of league football for him.
Played on around Ross and then got into trouble. Well done, Ross. Short one. Nice mark. Payne in front of Malcolm Ellis.
He's a very lively little player, isn't he?
Played the dummy to perfection. It's up high. Pine against Clisby. Clisby got the spoil away. Quick handball to Aish. Didn't quite come off. Armfield on the bottom of the pack. 7 minutes gone, and we've got a ball up on the half-forward line for Norwood, who have yet to score so far with the breeze.
A lot of people at Norwood have discussed David Payne as a player. It's the first time I've seen him, and he certainly played very, very well.
Mike Redden won the tap. Got it to Mason. He managed to push it out to Hart. Hart's kick goes to the line. Outer side, half-forward line for Norwood, who've dropped back from a 37-point lead to 24 points at this stage. Riley. He gets it out to Hart again. Hart drops it back into Armfield. Gee, they're playing. Will this come off? They keep hold of it as Ellis punches it over into the half-forward line. Doesn't go much further than that, though.
Jarvis was the player that intercepted. Mark dropped. Good handball came out. Beautiful handball. The guy over through the centre. Now Arnold with the run of the ball. He'll go over the top to Parsons. Parsons, what will he do? He'll fire to the pocket area. Grenfell in front. So a chance again now for Grenfell to put one through.
Gee, that height pays off, doesn't it?
Well, Stephen Key's not a big lad. He's played most of his football as a back pocket player. Look at the umpire sending Grenfell around. He stood there and he's got him aiming out and about the other pocket.
It's like a dog-signed leg.
Kick by Grenfell's going across the face of goal, and well, another important miss there by the Roosters.
Saw the look on Mike Noonan's face. It's desperate stuff for a coach when they come back. Just can't convert in front of goal.
Kick out will go towards the outer side. Arnold got up high, took the mark. And all North Adelaide so far, he's come across the ground. Mick Redden thought about playing on. Hart was going to provide the run. Michael Redden will try and kick this as far as he can. Will he? No, he's gone to the lead, the pocket area. Dietrich taps it out in front of him. Nicely picked in. The handball back over the top. Mason's got the run of the ball. McIntosh came in very quickly. White can't pick up the ball. And that's over the boundary line and the forward pocket throw in. Looks like snow on the ground down there. It's certainly cold enough, but...
seagulls and paper.
Ross takes the ball. Norwood going backwards, but Gallagher, sure hand pass to Winter. There's a long kick to the outer side into the open. First there was Phillips. He went backwards to Armfield, pops it into Hart. He hangs on to it. Bisbee.
It's a good hip and shoulder.
Firm hip and shoulder on Hine to get him out of it as Armfield comes up from the back line, plays it to half forward, Grenfell again. And Grenfell pulled away. A bit of action there as I think Grenfell got a bit of treatment as he went for that mark.
Didn't seem to be much in it though.
No.
You should know where to put this one, Keith, because it's almost the exact same position you just missed from, isn't it?
He's got to aim for the right-hand post, doesn't he, Robert?
He sure does.
Oh,
and there he goes again. I mean, this umpire, someone ought to give him a
direction
sextant
finder
or something.
Compass.
And he's done it again.
No, he did it better that time. He kicked it further out. He went for out of bounds on the full.
Michael Annie over the top to Winter. Winter, another long kick, using that breeze. Players coming in. Payne underneath the fall of the ball. The small bloke had 1 million kicks for Norwood this game. 15, in fact, he's had. That's off hands. Fosdyke dummies round, comes back. Oh, Payne again with the ball. Did his handball away to Kelly. Kelly throws it onto the boot, and it falls in the chest of Michael Aish. So Aish, half forward, long way out, but he's going to bang it in. 20 kicks for Aish. Roberts up high, couldn't take the mark. Call for holding the ball, the umpire. Let's play go on. Roberts has got it now, he's under pressure. Gallagher's got it out the back. They're going backwards. McIntosh made room. Very loose on the outer side there is Payne again. Oh, he went to play on. The umpire's allowed it. Couldn't have heard, or even, well, he wouldn't have seen, but he couldn't have heard the North player coming in from his back.
Schiller with the ball on the half-back flank for North Adelaide. Long kick to the half-forward line. Looking for Parsons. Almost the mark. Helliar runs over the line with it for Norwood. Bit of excitement. I think that might have been Norwood's first real attack on the goal, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots for North Adelaide.
They certainly stopped to a walk, haven't they? They can't get mobile at all. Gallagher's done a few quietly effective things with his handball today. He's certainly been there around the packs, but when he gives the ball out, they're not taking advantage of it.
Throw in, Hine got the tap, it went to White, who'll get the free kick. No, it's going the opposite direction.
Holding the ball.
McIntosh, long handball. Jarvis, who'll run through the centre of the ground. Pops it up in the air. Roberts on the lead. Wildy was in front. Taps it out wider. Molloy will pick up and go to Malcolm Ellis. Ellis over the top. Armfield. He's put under pressure. White again coming through. Added a bit of bite since he came off the bench. We'll see a ball in.
Can you imagine how cold he felt? He was probably raring to get out there.
12.5 minutes into the last quarter, and North Adelaide keep the game alive with 4 shots for goal. Only 2 conversions. They're still in it. They're 23 points down now. Norwood with a chance through Gallagher. Turns back to the outer side. Fosdyke.
Kelly
But
was
to Armfield. Armfield's kick into the middle of the ground. Hine couldn't take it. Keeps it in front of him, though. Pressure on him from Campbell. Warhurst slips over. He's got it to Fosdyke this time. McIntosh in the middle. Kicking in, looking for Aish. Ooh, here's trouble for North Adelaide as Baum kicks it around his shoulder and hits the post. Good try from the ruckman. Norwood's first score for the quarter, 13.5 minutes in. They go to 13-9, and they're in front of North on 8:15.
Bisbee's kicks high, will sit up. Big pack flies. Redden in the middle again. Top ruckman. 10th mark so far for the game. It's been dynamic in the air. It's gone short to Wildy. McIntosh.
See, McIntosh really had no right to even put a hand on that lad.
Wildy fended off, all right.
Wildy's kick off hands. Campbell can't get the handball away. Warhurst will come in. So we'll see a ball up. Centre wing, grandstand side. Redden's made a lot of ground to get to the bounce of the ball. He's got the tap out the back. Robertson gets around his opponent. Left foot. It's high. Parsons got more height than Winter and plucks it out of the air. Tiller will run past. Oh, Tiller's dropped it. He had plenty of space if he'd have taken it. Eventually, the big bloke makes up Parsons to Tiller. That's where it should have been 2 minutes ago. Grenfell.
Phillips.
Dietrich, another one-hander. That's his third for the game.
What you were going to say is Grenfell Dietrich.
Just reading ahead of the play. He's played on Dietrich. He's got that one. He missed a couple from an acute angle, but he made sure of that by running around the player and backing it through. So North Adelaide, they're back in it. 10 goals, 15. Norwood, 13 goals, 9. 9 goals, 15. Norwood, 13 goals, 9.
Well, North Adelaide is certainly coming home with a wet sail. They're playing very well across the centre of the ground. They were very lucky then, but apart from some very good play by Parsons, he took the mark, gave it to Tiller. Tiller was running a lot. He just kept running without the ball. So Parsons had to win it back again, gave it to him again, and then finally they scored.
18 points in it now. North Adelaide have dragged it back from a 37-point deficit at the start of the quarter, and they've done it in just 15 minutes. Redden to Tiller. Tiller's kick to the half-forward line. Parsons again. Can he get there this time? Was he bumped out? Yes, he was, says the umpire. And Bruce Winter gives a free away to Parsons. Valuable one, as he will drive it into Dietrich again. There's the kick, not far forward, but Dietrich was in front. Thumped away. Hart's got it in front of him. Turns onto the left boot, and he's found Dietrich. Gee, that was a great kick over the shoulder.
Could it be that Norwood are feeling the pinch of having kicked into the breeze for 2 quarters out of the first 3? In fact, their third quarter, they worked very, very hard. And I think Coach Baum will be pretty keen to bring on, at the moment, Trevor Morano.
Ooh, he's got it. And Dietrich is lined up for his 4th, and North's 4th for the quarter. Norwood yet to score a goal in this quarter. North Adelaide right back in it. 10 goal 15 on Norwood's 13-9.
Well, Norwood discussing making a change at the moment. Morano's on the boundary line ready to come on. But it seems that Neil Baum can't quite decide yet who to take off. But North Adelaide are certainly storming home. They're 2 goals behind.
It's only 2 straight kicks the difference. Can North Adelaide come back into the breeze? Hine got the tap out to McIntosh. Can he get to it? Sockers one off the ground. It's high. Armfield overran it. Aish got the run of the ball. Quick one out to Payne. Payne will line up. Drop punt. That's a quick answer. Good goal by Payne. His 5th for Norwood. They move along. They're 14 goals 9. North Adelaide 10-15.
Well, that little fellow Payne on the half-forward line, what he does that the other players I don't think are doing quite as well, he runs to receive the ball, and when Norwood get possession across the centre of the ground, he's running into the space to receive the ball. And Philip Gallagher goes off for Norwood. Morano comes on. Maybe Gallagher feeling the strain a little bit of that hamstring, but David Payne, there's no doubt about him, he's providing some very important run through the half-forward line.
So Neil Hine still in ruck now. He's got another tap to McIntosh. That's where he went the previous minute. To Jarvis. Redlegs are running now. There's a high ball in. Roberts is going to set himself. Armfield.
Michael Armfield, great mark in defence at the 18-minute mark of the last quarter. And it's back to 18 points the difference with that goal from Norwood, their first in the quarter. Ellis, long kick to the wing. Big mark from Campbell there. North Adelaide into attack through Hart now. Grenfell plucked it beautifully from the back. And he's taken 3 strong marks in the quarter. This time he plays it on. Campbell to Chiller. Chiller onto the left foot. A boomer of a kick. And it's Michael Annie who's quick to recover, and it's out of bounds.
That was a kick too that David Tiller could have scored from then. His natural left foot, he got the distance okay, but his line wasn't good.
And Craig Barnes just gone off the ground, and Kevin Fisher's come on for Norwood, so they've got some fresh legs on the ground. That ball's knocked back over the boundary line, and we'll see a throw in. Right forward pocket for North Adelaide. We've played 19 minutes of the final quarter.
And they've put the new player Fisher into the half-forward line and dropped Kelly back into the forward pocket. As Parsons tries a right footer off the side, and it worked, got it to position. Dietrich couldn't pick it up. There's White again fighting for it.
Holding ball, he dropped it. Very good tackle. Hart put a tackle on then, on the Bruce Winter, and just dropped straight out of his hand. I think it was Bruce Winter. And the umpire on the job. The free kick was certainly there. The handball was on for Norwood, but it was missed. The reflexive handball. Clark trying to break clear. This is an important goal, boys.
Daryl Hart kicks underway. Looks good. It's home. Daryl Hart's got an important one. North Adelaide's 11th. They're 11 goals, 15. Norwood, 14 goals, 9.
Well, just a moment ago, when the Roosters got within 2 goals, Norwood came back to the centre. Neil Hine put it down to McIntosh, and Payne, who's been elusive on the half-forward line, scored the goal. On this occasion, it's North Adelaide that have to score. They've got to get this first ball out of the centre and see if they can reduce the lead.
Back to a 12-point margin only. 20 minutes gone in the last quarter, but McIntosh has got it for Norwood. Punches it to half-forward. Ace in front couldn't take it. Ross to Keith Thomas, rode it well. Ace walks into a goal, and he doesn't miss. So Norwood, back to the 18-point break. They go to, can't see the scoreboard. Give me a chance. 15 goals, 9, thank you. Gee, the scoreboard held me up. 15-9, North 11-15.
Well, North Adelaide getting a little bit excited. There's no one even standing on McIntosh who's standing on Norwood's attack side. And they've got away 3 times from the centre Norwood this quarter when North Adelaide have looked very threatening.
It's almost goal for goal every time North get one into the breeze. A quick replies come from Norwood. Tap out the back. Fosdyke to McIntosh. Here's the run again. Greg Thomas will fire it up high. They're going to set themselves. Spoiled away by Riley. That should dribble its way to the boundary line. No, Payne's got there first. He falls over at the wrong time. And now it's over the boundary line before Malloy can pick up.
See, Riley's gone back with Kelly back into the back pocket by the looks of it.
He has too. I was just going to say the same thing, Keith. You're dead right.
So the throw in the outer pocket. Redlegs in attack. Redden over the back. North Adelaide trying to force it out, and they pick up a free kick, holding the man decision. Looks like Wildy will kick to the outer wing. Oh, big fly from the back, and it's Hine, the ruckman, who's pushed it into Keith Thomas. His kick's looking for Roberts. Coming out was Kelly. In the back, must be. Oh, holding the man decision. Doesn't matter. It was Clisby's offence. And it looks like young Greg Thomas this time.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. The fact that he may have fallen over, I think he was waiting for the body to come. He made no effort to go for the ball. And I think the umpire would be more correct in giving a holding the man decision than an in the back decision.
Thomas has picked up the free kick one way or the other, and he lines up from about 30 metres out. It's pretty close to dead in front. The wind's behind him, and this would be a real saver for Norwood. Take the pressure right off, and it has. So Norwood away now to 16 goals, 9. And North Adelaide might have just run out of time on 11-15.
Yes, well, North Adelaide have worked very hard, but Greg Thomas got down into that half-forward line again then. Moved in there. He's done it several times during the game. And one of the attributes that he has, of course, is when he gets that opportunity to kick a goal, he doesn't miss too often. And a very important goal there for Norwood. They've steadied. They've gone back to their 4-goal lead. And at the moment are looking as though they're home and hosed. And we're about 23 minutes into the last quarter.
Hine in ruck against Redden. Hine's got 2 or 3 important taps this quarter when they've counted, just to halt North Adelaide's comeback. White taps it back to Hart. Hart left foot towards the outer side.
Marked by Campbell. Campbell plays it on to Hart. Hart, little left footer. Can't find anybody. Bruce Winter in defence with the legs. He'll, with a bit of luck, play his 300th game in the second half of the season. Tons of experience in the back line for the Norwood side in Bruce Winter. And that's not the air running out of North Adelaide. As Aish kicks it forward. In front was Will. He couldn't take it. Armfield runs at it. Will has to hand pass it out into no man's land, and a run at it for Roberts. Passes it on to Greg Thomas just inside the boundary line. Beautifully centred by him. Ross too small to take it. Clisby trying to force his way through. Got away with it. The ball didn't get far, so there's a bounce. Centre half forward position for the Redlegs.
Craig Barham warming up on the sidelines at the moment. Neil Barham was issuing plenty of instructions just a few seconds ago. The tap went to McIntosh. Greg Thomas has got it, runs himself into trouble, gets the handball out to Hine. He couldn't take it, tries to recover. Michael Redden was holding the ball and wins it.
Gee, Hine did well to trap it, didn't he? And then held on it too long.
Well, Clisby ran into trouble again. McIntosh, the Bulldog, barges his way through to Aish. He's come alive all of a sudden. Aish over the top. Hart couldn't take it either. Doing battle with Fisher. So as we come close to time on in the final quarter, we'll see a ball up. True half-forward position for Norwood.
And Norwood have got the 4-goal break. It started with a 37-point lead. It was whittled away to 12 points only by North Adelaide, but back to 4 goals now as Hart takes it out of defence for the Roosters. Phillips gets up from the tussle quickly, handballs it on.
It's one of those loose plays by Phillips. He tends to get his hands on the ball, and he missed the body again, and he made it very, very hard for Matthew Campbell, and Campbell picked up a free kick.
Campbell drives one towards the boundary line. It's just landed in bounds. We would have given away that penalty kick. The boundary umpire elects to throw in. Mike Noonan shakes his head, can't believe it again. They've come close to winning quite a few games this season, the Roosters, but just can't seem to get that winning points on the board. Here's a chance, however, as Arnold breaks through, fires away the goals and puts it through. So North Adelaide, they're 12 goals, 15. Norwood are on 16 goals, 9, 26 minutes of the final quarter gone.
Yes, it's been most evident during this game that North Adelaide haven't been able to hold when the pressure comes back on them after they go into attack. The ability of the players to discipline themselves around the centre of the ground, to perform a holding play in the centre to stop the opposition from breaking out, to really discipline themselves to get to the ball, they just haven't been able to do it.
Well, Norwood wanted this one badly because with West Adelaide's very narrow win last night, they would have slipped a game behind them in the chase for the 5. But it looks like they've got this one, but North still in attack. Not taken by Campbell that time. Robertson with the chance, had a good game on the wing. Campbell can't get hold of it. Players down in all directions, and a bounce on the half-forward flank for North Adelaide.
Umpire bounces it up in front of the grandstand. Arnold took it out of the air, got it back, however, to Robertson. His wild kick, clean bowls one of the Norwood defenders in winter, but it comes back to that play, however, and he's got players running past him. Over the top, it'll come towards Jarvis. He'll be well shepherded by Morano. Jarvis will fire away up towards the forward lines. Kelly couldn't take it. Hine at the back. Wildy taps it on. Kelly, however, his handball smothered eventually by Wildy and over the line for a boundary throw in. Half-forward line for the Redlegs.
Now we know why 78% of the Channel 7 State Affair poll of people wanted games to start 20 minutes earlier because it's freezing out here and it's starting to get dark as well.
I was freezing at 2 o'clock, though.
John Riley's kick across the ground. Looking for Grenfell. He's come a long way down to the half-forward line. Armfield gives him the run out. Armfield to the grandstand wing. Finds Arnold. Arnold gets the signal from Parsons to kick it long. That's where it's going. Parsons not taking it with Barham contending.
Michael Aish has the luxury of one bounce and then fires away short. He's picked out Lester Ross, took his eye off at Ross. He'll back up, handball out towards Jarvis. Parsons is down meanwhile in the forward lines for North. Fosdyke meanwhile goes short and he's found Neville Roberts.
A nice touch of sportsmanship actually. It's gone now, but Bruce Winter helping out Parsons, who's got the cramp.
I should think so. He's the one who pushed you in the front when he missed it a minute ago.
Clisby to Ellis. Played 28.5 minutes. The siren can't be that far away. Grenfell out wide. The bounce didn't favour him. Greg Thomas barges his way through. Trevor Morano comes out with it. He'll have a shot for goal. It's a wild old shot. Offline, in fact, out of bounds on the full. The Parsons, meanwhile, still down with a touch of cramp.
Maybe it's worse than that, but certainly that's what it looked like to begin with. The ball comes out through Riley. Half-back line, Grenfell has taken another mark. How many marks to Grenfell today?
That's got to be
8 marks. Oh, it's on again.
Did you see what Barham did then too?
Barham over the top of Grenfell, and Barham has gone mad. That's silly stuff. Craig Barham.
Right, how can he? I can't believe that. He put his hand right in that player's face.
And he's been taken off, Craig Barn, for that little effort.
That's before he gets reported, I'd say.
Meanwhile, play goes on. North Adelaide still trying to push the ball forward, and agonisingly, yet another narrow defeat coming up here at Prospect for them.
White's the player on the bottom of the pack. He's held to the ground by Aish. In fact, there goes the siren. Norwood have run out winners. The scoreline, Norwood 16 goals 9, 105 points, defeating North Adelaide 12 goals 15, 87.